All right, we're starting very shortly. All right, welcome back to another tarot reading stream. We're going to be working off a queue today. Feel free to redeem readings via channel points or subs. I'll probably post that in the chat. Just going to pin that. All right, and let me pull this down. And we'll get right to it. So let's see, time and stream, say 3 minutes. All right, make sure that's stable. The first reading's gonna be for Surveillance Dude, and we do a 5-card spread. Each part of the spread has a meaning to it, and we'll just explain as we go along. Don't know why the camera's shaking that much, but I am sorry. Every time I think I got it down good, I don't. So let me see if that does anything. But either way, Surveillance Dude, we'll go through it and I'll explain it on the way. So the first card we get is 2 of Wands, featuring a duck or many ducks. It's regular duck, no specific breed. Let's go to 2 of Wands and take a look. Just to see where you're at, what's going on, how you doing. All right, 2 of Wands, planning, faith in the future, delays. Waiting, planning, faith in the future, ambitious, achievements, ownership, growth, success, future-minded, and moving. So you have a lot of ideas. You have faith in the plans in the futures. The delays I can see is the waiting and delays. Are you planning because you carefully want to do what you want to do? Don't know if it's moving, maybe a new job, maybe going to university, maybe learning a trade skill, or even just pursuing your hobbies and passions. But you want to put time into it. You want to be careful with it as much as you can. You want to execute it good. You're very ambitious, go-getter. You have a vision. You have dreams. Ownership. You own what you you own it. It's you. You're bringing forth. You're manifesting some kind of creation or just something you're bringing. You're giving of yourself to the world. It talks about growth and success. So whatever you got on the backboard, I'm really curious because that's also really cool for me. I like to think it's like artwork or something not employment related, but like something you personally want to do that's been sitting on the back burner, and you're like, okay, you know what? It's time to put it into action or time to execute it. Okay, the camera shaking's really bugging me. I don't know what I'm doing wrong or different, but dude, stay still, please stay still. What do I do this? I don't know, but the second card represents the obstacle or something in your path, cock blocking you, bump in the road, or torn down or burned down bridge. So you gotta, could even be a warning or maybe something to pay attention to. Like, hey, there might be a trap around the corner or something you gotta overcome. But either way, I play this card in reverse, and reverse tarot cards have alternate meanings. So we get the Hanged Man featuring a fruit bat, but it's gonna look like this. So it's gonna have alternate meanings. So let me pull that up. And where is the Hanged Man? Down here. Okay, so the Hanged Man normally means new perspective, letting go and surrender, like going with the flow. But in reverse, it means useless, victim mentality, unsatisfied, depressed, refuses to let go, uncommitted, indecisive. So before you had all these ideas and careful planning, so I'm wondering what happened, because now it's saying unsatisfied, depressed, you're uncommitted, indecisive, don't know what to do. Maybe the thing you thought you wanted to do didn't pay out, or like you invested a lot into it, but maybe you didn't plan enough and now it's not bearing fruit, or it's more difficult than you thought, or maybe your heart wasn't in it, or maybe it's more of like an experiment. But now that it wasn't having the forward momentum and promise of the first card and stuff, you feel like, I don't know what to do, man. I'm down in the dumps. I put my heart and soul into this. It didn't work out or something. So it could be a piece of the puzzle. It could be maybe you just need to retry, or maybe try something else, or maybe the thing you want to do right now you have to come back to at a later time. That could be, on so many different levels. It could be job, hobbies, passions, people. It says you're feeling useless, so maybe you had a lot of good ideas, but you didn't have, like, say, skill or knowledge or the talent to maybe execute it. Or maybe just you learning along the way, which is fine, but then it's like tougher than you thought. But that talks about victim mentality. So maybe now you feel like, oh, boo-hoo, I wasted time and money and effort and into this, and it's not paying off, which does suck. But that also is a part of life, is trial and error and a lot of failing. So maybe this is just one thing that fail and try again so you can get through it again. Or this could also be a warning saying, hey, from the first card, like, hey, you can end up in this spot. But I think you might be there now, or kind of stuck in the middle, but let's just see where it goes. And we get to the next card, which is going to be positive influences. So hopefully you worked those things out. You got through it, did what you need to do. And we get to Temperance, featuring the Caribou. So let's go to Temperance real quick. Okay, balance, patience, and purpose. Universal timing, compromise, combination, mixing things up, creating. So, and was it cooperation, forgiveness? So the card talks about your purpose, having the patience again. So maybe you learned how to patience. Maybe you took a big step back to see the bigger picture, reevaluate yourself or what you were doing, or even your surroundings. And it talks about compromise, combination, and cooperation. So maybe you realize you got to give a little to get a little. Maybe there's no direct path to what you want, or in a video game, you have to go on some side quests first before proceeding with the main story of the game. Also talks about mixing things up. So maybe again, you also approach things differently. In that one mindset of my way or the highway, or keep trying the same exact thing over and over again and hoping for a better outcome, or maybe you just do better. Like in speed running, you keep failing, you want to get a better time, but essentially you're doing the exact same thing, just hoping to be more efficient at it. And it talks about creating, so I always like that, because that, again, you're creating, you're manifesting something. It could be crafting, it could be artwork, it could be music, it could be just you expressing yourself, you doing your thing and vibing. So I think that's really cool. And the forgiveness part's really cool, because maybe don't be so hard on yourself for failing, and just learn to let go, and just, I'm also maybe forgive others, or maybe you're holding on to some grudges or emotional baggage or something just weighing you down, but you're like, you know what, I want to make peace with it, or I just want to at least move on from it. I don't got time to worry about stuff. I want to focus on the now and the future and bettering myself, and just doing what you want to do in this life. So now we're going to fast forward a little bit and get to the fourth card, which is the near future, and we get the King of Pentacles, featuring the Emperor Penguin. So let's go down to Pence and go to the King. All right, King of Pentacles. Wealth, security, stubborn. Progress, practical, satisfied, content, wealth, success, hard work, achievement, leadership. So you dedicated yourself to your craft, job, work, family, relationships, schooling, whatever. You progressed a good way. You got your bounty, I guess, or you leveled up, or whatever it was paid off, either metaphorically, physically, you name it. You feel satisfied and content. Like you could go for more, but you're in a very good spot right now. But you can and will probably go for more. But at least, like, say, if you fail again, you won't be back at ground zero or back to square one. You'll be at this leveled up place. Well, like it's like getting continuing a game. Like you can't go lower than this is the new minimum standard for you. That talks about you being practical, so maybe a little more down to earth with your finances, your thought process, your hobbies, passions, or maybe more down to earth with how you're gonna execute stuff and plan stuff. That's about hard work, so you put a lot of passion and work into your craft or hobby or passion or whatever. So that's always a good thing, but it's not because of hard work. Oh, it's what, my employer expects of me, work hard to please others. No, you're working hard for yourself because it's something you believe in, it's something you care about. So of course you're going to work harder for your stuff. So there's that saying, work smarter, not harder, which I get is to be more efficient, don't burn yourself out. But in this case, it's more of your hard work because you are dedicated to the thing you are into. So to me, that's very cool. Talks about achievements, so you get a little Xbox achievement along the way. Maybe you feel you really accomplished something great, so you have something to show for it, which is always cool. It talks about leadership, so maybe you took command of somebody, and a group of people, or even maybe, oh god, what did I do? You take a, or maybe you just inspired others, and other people want to either follow in your footstep, or maybe collaborate with you, or join forces, or whatever, partnership, business partnership or something. But you've shown that you can talk the talk and you walk the walk, and that's a good sign because then people can have faith and confidence in you. So very good stuff. But we're still going a little bit more. We got one more card, and that's going to be the long-term results, or maybe end game, ending credits, far future, final boss, whatever you want to call it. And we got 10 of Swords featuring a black cat. And he's out stuck in the rain, looks very sad. Let's go to 10 of Swords and take a look at you. Where are you, Swords? All right. So 10 of Swords, wounds, loss, endings, crisis. Repeating patterns, stuck in old patterns, cycles ending, feeling defeated, change, time to let go, negative thinking. So this one, it's hoo-wee. Maybe even though you got in a good place, you're now stuck in a repeating cycle and loop and you can't break out of it, but you're not maybe aware that you're in it. And then instead of reevaluating yourself and what's going on, of course, how can you address something if, one, you can't identify it, and two, if you're not aware of it? But you were in such a great place before, so it's like saying what happened. This could be maybe you made too many sacrifices. Maybe you took on more than you can chew, got burned out. But the important part here is to notice, or maybe try to pay attention, or even look for signs that it's time to break the pattern and break the cycle so you can better yourself. Because being stuck in this cycle, you're going to feel defeated because you no longer have forward momentum, or you're not achieving as much anymore. Nothing's happening. There's a lot of change that has happened and going to happen. It talks about time to let go. So maybe you're still holding on to something, or trying to say you have something to prove to somebody, or someone hurt you, or maybe you just simply can't let go of something. But it's saying it's time to let go. You're gonna have negative thinking because you're again stuck in this loop. Nothing's progressing, and it's like, what am I doing wrong? What am I doing right? What am I missing? It talks about loss, so maybe you lost finances, or maybe a loved one, maybe friendships, maybe you lost passion for something that you once had. Code also talks about wounds and pain, so again, physical or emotional. Maybe something happened along your journey of your following your passion streams, business, school, relationships, but a lot of pain happens. Like you're defeated, and now it's like, okay, do I just get up and try again, or do I move on and better, do something else? So this card, I feel like, is hinting more towards you need to change. Yes, it sucks to get knocked down a peg or set back, but you're gonna break the cycle. So whatever you do next or move forward to you're gonna do it better, because again, you have all this under your belt now. But I think the big thing is time to let go, because that's the hugest thing of all. I feel like is just the immense emotional baggage or traumas of the past. And I know it's on paper, people will be like, "Oh, just get over it. It's easy." I'm like, it's a lot harder than that. But maybe now you're more aware of it, so maybe you, even if you can't truly let go, maybe you can find coping mechanisms or get through it. So that's went in a very interesting direction. Now we're going to do a bonus oracle card. It's separate or independent from the tarot reading, but I like to do it to complement it, or like a fortune cookie or a dessert type of thing. And we get Helena Petrovna Blavatsky, and she represents for fraternity. So there's some food for thought right there. Maybe channel more inside, look inside. Why is this not in focus? Come on, focus up. Okay. So maybe just keep that in mind and, you know, do the best you can. People come to you, a little sense of belonging. One sec. Okay. So, but anyway, group, maybe you're doing this all solo and there's a group calling that you need. Or maybe you need to merge powers or combine your powers with someone else to achieve what you both want. And, you know, just basically like join a clan, I guess, or something, where they maybe people start to flock to you and join a clan and you forge like a group, and that'll be like another way, because we don't truly do everything alone in this world. We get help, even if we don't want to recognize it or admit it. Help is such a big part of everything that we get to help achieve our hopes and dreams. So hopefully that was cool for you. And now I'm going to shuffle and we'll get on to the next. But yeah, I vibe much with passion and stuff and going with the flow. So wonder what you got on the back burner, what you're thinking, or maybe you're already doing it. I don't know, but always cool to see what's people's creativity takes them. Okay, let me pull up the next thing on the queue, and where are you? Move the OBS layout over there. 1945 sounds good. Okay, we're doing a reading for Vegan Meister. Interesting name, won't judge. But Vegan Meister, do a 5-card spread, tells us a little about yourself, where you're going, what's going on, or reading your script or your book or story, or playing your game, and just saying what you're about, what's up with you now in the present and future, possible woes along the way. Again, 5-card spread, and the second card is the obstacle, and I play that in reverse. But we'll just get a go and take a look. So we start off with the first card, which will be Strength, featuring the Chinese alligator. So as you can imagine, the card talks about strength, courage, healing, no violence, influence, energize. But let me quickly pull it up for the full chart, because it's cool. All right, courage, compassion, strength, confidence, willpower, faith, no violence, healing, good health, patience, energized, influential, and compassionate. So physical strength, maybe, but also I think more mental strength, or the Having the strength, knowing when it's good to do something or not, or when to refrain from doing something. So having the strength and willpower to make decisions and knowing when to sit something out, when to act. It talks about having courage, so it also takes a lot of courage maybe to not do something as well as to do something or take like a leap of faith, or say the courage to turn down like an offer of some kind. But talks about having patience, so maybe you have something planned or some long-term thing going on, but it takes a lot of coordination and patience and waiting. But again, all correlating and related to strength. Like you have the strength to wait, you feel good, energized, you even feel a little bit healing because of your, I guess, mental and physical state of fortitude. So whatever you got going on, things are pretty good. Maybe you have plans for the world. Maybe it's work. Maybe it's hobbies, passions. Maybe it's friends, family, relationships, jobs, universities. You name it. So just very solid start. And then we're going to see how this story unfolds. And the second card is represents the obstacle, and that's something used against you. Well, not used against you, but it's played in reverse. It may address something about you. Maybe a warning we need to pay attention to. Maybe there's a bump in the road, or the bridge is out, or you're being cock blocked, or a difficult raid boss. But either way, something you have to overcome, so to speak. And we get Six of Wands featuring fancy goldfish, but it's going to be played in reverse, so it's going to look like this. Six of Wands, let's go. Let's see, this is straight from me, so why is it coming? One sec. We'll do that. Okay. So normally it means success, recognition, and confidence and encouragement, but it's in reverse, so it's going to mean feeling defeated, not feeling important, unrespected, bad news, lack of confidence, delays, egotistical, taking a step back. So maybe you got things went to your head, you got a little cocky, or maybe things are going so good you couldn't think of any possible outcome other than like victory or success. But maybe, again, I don't know the details. Maybe there's something that set you back or something didn't work out. It could be like, say, at a job, you're trying to get a promotion, you and some other coworkers are out for a promotion and you didn't get it, or going to university or didn't get accepted into something, or maybe, again, just you took on more than you can chew and you're burned out. But either way, taking a step back is the biggest part, so you can see the bigger picture and maybe reevaluate the situation. What do you really want? What did you learn? The pros and cons of everything. But the bad news is it's you're feeling defeated. Your confidence got shot down a peg or two. It says being unrespected, so maybe not literally unrespected or being disrespected or whatever, just not people not having respect for you. Maybe you're not putting yourself out there, so it's like you're not on people's radar. So it's almost like you have these cool ideas and whatever you want to bring to the table or bring to the world, but you're not very whatchamacallit, into like communities and stuff. So it's like you're not on people's radar. So maybe that's why you don't feel important, or like basically no one's noticing you, or you get drowned out in, say, in a group conversation when you're trying to speak and everyone's speaking louder and you want to get your idea across or tell people, hey, listen, but then everyone's talking about random shit. So you feel also like unheard. But then the card also talks about feeling egotistical. So maybe, again, somewhere along the way, you got something went to your head, and just don't let things go to your head. It talks about delay. So maybe the thing you were doing or planning, or the big thing you want to reveal, or again, job, work, university, hobbies, passions, friendships, relationships, families, even traveling the world, just whatever got put on hold. And now you're kind of in this weird place. But at least, there's also some warnings. So maybe some have a clue to how to work these things out, incorporate yourself, almost like assert yourself in the world, but not in a, I guess, douchebaggy way, if that makes any sense. Like you present yourself to the world like, hey, I exist. You don't have to talk to me or anything, but recognize like I do exist. Don't judge me, love me. But hopefully you work through that. Or these could be warnings that you can end up here if you go on the path and let things go to your head. So I don't know if you're there now, or this could be like a warning, hey, you could end up here. So assuming you got through that, worked it out, came up with a strategy, coping mechanisms, or just whatever. Maybe you never fell into these traps. We get to the third card, positive influences, and we get Ace of Swords featuring a timber wolf. So let's pull up the Ace of S words and see what we get. If it wants to load, of course. All right. Ace. Oh, come on, that's cups. I want swords. Almost pulled up the wrong one. All right, Ace of Swords, success, ideas, clarity, strength, intellect, new ideas, new beginnings, new projects, breakthroughs, mental clarity, thinking, overcoming obstacles, rationalizing. I like how in the very description it's overcoming obstacles is precisely what you did to get here, but maybe there's even more coming, and now you feel more re-energized to take on the world because you got through those difficulties, and now you got your forward momentum, you got your mojo back. You can think better, make better decisions, more insight. You're back in the road to success, or whatever you're into is really something you want to do, and you're not going to second guess yourself anymore. You're not going to second guess yourself as much anymore. It also talks about new beginnings and new ideas. So maybe you completed stuff, or maybe on your journey and on your path or playthrough, you discovered new things you want to do, and then you are content with whatever you're currently doing, and you're like, okay, I want to do this new thing now. It's got you even more jazzed up and inspired and hyped. Or maybe just you want to add more to your plate, but I know when people add a lot to their plates, more they can chew. When they want to do all the things, they get burned out. But hey, who knows? Maybe you have that strength now, because the card also talks about strength and physical strength, as well as mental fortitude to move on. It's this breakthrough, so maybe you had an epiphany, or maybe you had a huge opportunity come your way, just something big. And it talks about thinking, so you're planning more, you get in your head space a little bit more, you're not rushing into stuff as much. Talks about rationalizing, so you also live in the real world, you're not maybe too wild or far out there with the ideas. Now you're thinking more realistic ideas of how to execute your stuff, rather than just say blind good faith or like in good intentions. Like you're coming up with more planning now, more of a strategist. So very good. That's exactly what you needed. And now we're going to get to the fourth card, which is the near future, where we just fast forward a little bit to see how this whole journey's going and what's going on. And we get the Four of Cups featuring the porcupine. So let's go to Cups. In case anyone can't tell, I'm using an animal deck, so each card will be represented by different various animals. All right, Four of Cups, meditation, retreat, reevaluating. Frustrated, bored, depressed, contemplating, look within, meditate, withdrawn. So maybe you did rush in, even though you were on such good momentum, you hit another little wall, and now you feel frustrated because you're not progressing as much. Maybe the ideas you had didn't plan out, maybe things aren't working out. You also feel bored, so you're doing something, but maybe it's not the thing you really want to do or care about. So like, let's just say like you're working a job. Yes, it's money on, it's earned income, it's money, but it's not the thing you feel like you're meant to do or want to do. And you probably have passions and hobbies on the back burner that you want to execute, but now you don't have time because of work. So it's like it's almost like your hobbies or passions are calling to you to like be more genuine, do what makes you happy. But I understand there's that balance of life, money, work, and everything. And now you're left depressed because you want to do more of the thing you are passionate about, but you can't because of time and possibly money. You feel withdrawn because you need a break from everyone. It's almost like you need to retreat. And the card talks about contemplating, looking within, and meditating and reevaluating. That you got to get back into your headspace, take a step back. Maybe you took on too much. Really think of what you want to do in life. To me, this is just pointing to your creativity and stuff, and just you're trying to find time to do all the things, but there's just not enough time. So this might be a call out for like, hey, or like you say, like you have a hobby or passion that you haven't done in a while, maybe you put aside or put on pause. It's like, put me in, coach, I'm ready. This might be a good time to consider if you haven't done so already, or maybe not rethink your life, but think about what you really want to do, what you want to spend your time on. Because for me, when you spend your time on things you're passionate about, it just goes so much smoother, even if it doesn't necessarily make the money. You know, it could make money in the long run, but just like you being more genuine and authentic to yourself, you're going to feel so much better. You're doing either what you're meant to do in this world or just something you set out to do that makes you happy or feeling fulfilled. So now we're going to get to the fifth card, which is the long-term results, maybe far future end game, end credits, final raid boss, you name it, or cliffhanger to a TV show. We got Four of Swords featuring the Crow. So yeah, this one's a little bit of a doozy, but if it's the one I'm thinking of. But let me just pull up the chart, and we will get right on that. Assuming if it loads, of course. Oh, there we go. Okay. Four of Swords, rest, meditation, relax, recharge, renew, retreat, slow down, take a break, regroup, withdrawal, pray, contemplate, thinking, getting away, waiting, patience. So this card, furthermore, reinforces the whole rest and retreat and meditate and think and just take a bigger break. But this one's in a more, I guess, positive sense because you're resting, you're burned out, you're trying to do all the things, trying to make everyone happy, maybe struggling with money, trying to, like, say, as an example, maybe working multiple jobs. But now it's like you're doing too much. It's like someone telling you have a seat or take a nap and like do it. And then during this time of retreat, you can even be like go on vacation. But in this time, you're going to think a lot more. You're going to meditate. You're going to even have some blind faith. You're going to rethink some of your values in life, what you want from life, what you can offer it, what you really want to do even more. It talks about patience and waiting. So you're really deep in thought now. So basically, like you're going on vacation or taking a break or retreating, really taking a deep breath, taking it all in. And then when you come back from this vacation or retreat or whatever you want to call it, you're going to attack and do the thing you want to do in life even better. So this is just a much needed rest and recharge. But what you want to do, though, I guess that's what you're still thinking about. Do you want to maintain a status quo? Do you want to break out and do more of your hobbies and passions? Or maybe just, like I said, learn a language, pursue love, pursue a job, university, hobbies, passions, whatever. But you're going to have a much better mindset because you're like ready to take on the world even more so than before. So maybe this time you have more of a plan, more strategy. Maybe along the way you discovered things you weren't aware of, and now you want to embrace those or pursue those things. So just a big rest. Like, I need a nap, and then you end up sleeping the whole night away. But then, obviously the next day you feel good, like you really needed that nap. So that was very cool and interesting. And now we're going to do a bonus Oracle card, unrelated, but I like to complement the reading with it. It's a deck of Novice Witches. And just a little compliment, cherry on the top, dessert, fortune cookie, and we get Tiresias, or Tiresias, or yeah, Tiresias, wisdom. So here it's saying, think you have the wisdom, journey long time. You have the intellect, intelligence, wisdom, everything that you need to know to plan better. Just have a better intuition, better instinct. You'll have like more maybe stealth detection or just better overall senses. So hopefully that was very cool for you. It's kind of interesting how that started and just where it went. That wasn't necessarily happy or bad ending, but almost like to be continued, or we'll see what happened next time. Like almost like you have a sequel coming, like a movie. Like this is the first movie, and then there's another one, or a video game, and there's another one in store that's in development. So very cool, or very good stuff, as somebody would say. I'm just gonna shuffle up and get right to the next. Hey, Phoebes. Decided to do tarot readings because I didn't know how long I could sit for today. And also, since no one's home, I don't have to worry about my volume being too loud. I figure it's always like a good time to do tarot readings or karaoke when I have the place to myself. We just did 2 readings and we're going to go to the 3rd one now. $36.40, we'll say. Okay, this reading is for Confectioner's Paladin. Well, no, that's a confectioner's sugar, like a bakery paladin. But anyway, Confectioner's Paladin, we do a 5-card spread. Tells us a little about yourself, your story, how you're doing, what's going on in life. Reading your script, your book, your story, the game you're playing, whatever terminology you would like to use. And we just go from there and see how it goes. The first card we get for you is Justice, featuring the magpie. Let's go to Justice real quick and pull up the chart. There you are. Okay, law, justice, fairness, law and truth, harmony, creating a vision, making decisions, apology, gray area, agreements, and harmony and accountability. So we all have a choice. You want to be fair to everyone. You want to make sure everyone gets their fair share. You're not taking advantage of anyone. You're doing the things. Actually, move this a little more. There you go. Talks about accountability, so you know people can depend on you and that you're willing to own up to your mistakes or even bad deeds. But you also hold others to the same level of respect. So it's not just you being held accountable, it's others as well. Talks about choices. We all have a choice. I like how it talks about creating a vision and making decisions. So you have an idea of either a world or hobbies, passions, or just something you want to do and you want to make that come true. And it may or may not involve partnerships with people. It talks about apology. So maybe you wronged someone in the past, but you've grown up and you're willing to admit, hey, sorry, man, or I did that. Like you're genuinely sorry. You're not bullshitting. Or the same thing that people may have wronged you and are coming around and actually apologizing and meaning it. Talks about agreements. So maybe, again, you have a union or business partnership or some kind of union or joining forces. Talks about gray area because nothing's crystal clear, but at least, or the world, either you or others see, you know, everything black and white, ones and zeros. But they're saying, hey, there's a gray area in between too, or even like colored area. So either outside the box or just seeing things differently. I like how it says the law and justice. So again, you're trying to make a fair world revision for all. And you're holding yourself accountable as well. So you're like, I'm not better than anyone. I'm human just like the rest of y'all. Very interesting start, but let's just see where it goes. The second card is going to represent the obstacle, and that's played in reverse. Reversed cards have alternate meanings. This card represents the obstacle, bump in the road, difficult raid boss, being cock blocked. Maybe the bridge is burned out or something, or a broken bridge and you need to somehow cross it. Or it could be a warning or pay attention to something. And we get the Chariot featuring the Arabian horse, which is usually a very strong and independent, willful card, but it's going to be played in reverse, so it's going to look like this. And it will have alternate meanings. So let me just pull that up for you real quick. All right, so normally it means success, action, and controlled, and determined, and progress. But in reverse, it's going to mean overwhelmed, no sense of direction, delays, potential car troubles or vehicle troubles, unfair, feeling like a failure, and conflict of views. Why does my camera keep... No, come on. All right, there we go. So very interesting. Maybe you're taking on more than you can chew. Maybe you want to do all the things, but you're just getting burned out and overwhelmed. You have no sense of direction. Also, maybe because you have so many options that you can't make up your mind what you want to do. So you know you have hobbies and passions, hopes and dreams, things you want to do and accomplish, but it's like which one in which order, you're at a loss. And of course, it's talking about delays because you know, because of your inaction and feeling burned out, overwhelmed, and too much to handle and decide what to do. You're going to have delays. Things are going to slow down. Then it's going to make you feel like a failure because maybe you're not progressing, or maybe you set a goal for yourself and you couldn't accomplish it, or it's harder than you thought. Now you have a conflict of views, so maybe something changed in your life or made you realize, or something that made you maybe rethink your whole life or even your existence. So it's very interesting to see what that might be. It talks about being unfair, which is kind of funny because the first card, Justice, talked about being fair and equilibrium and, justice for all. Maybe you were unfair to someone, or this one sounds like more something unfair happened to you. So that could cause the conflict of views now of your whole perfect world or utopian society is because you got screwed over, burned out, something really didn't work out, even though you worked hard and put effort into it. It talks about car troubles, so maybe you're having troubles with your car. But the key thing here is maybe identifying what's going on, how you can get out of this rut, maybe take a step back, see the bigger picture. Don't do it's okay not to be able to do all the things. Maybe focus more on what you want to do than doing multiple things. But just hopefully you can get through that, work it out. And if you do, we get to the third, or it could even be a warning. You might end up here if you don't watch out. But I feel like you're here now. So hopefully take that into consideration, see what you can do. And we get 7 of Swords featuring the barn owl. Got a lot of birds going on. Let us go to S words. Where are you? 7. Let me pull up another OST real quick. Okay, so 7 Century of Swords. Strategic, betrayal, deceptions, lies, lying to yourself, doing something covertly, cut your losses, secrets, things happening beneath the surface, things you haven't thought about, something behind your back. Learning secrets about yourself, secrets being revealed, truths coming to light, tricky. Moving somewhere new, avoidance and escaping. So, pretty big stuff. Maybe you've been lying to yourself the whole time. Maybe you discovered things about yourself that you weren't aware of, and then you don't know how to basically process it, embrace it, or run from it. Let's see. Phoebe says unfair later sounds like revenge. Perhaps. But talks about a lot of deception, or maybe you've just been living a lie this whole time and you're tired, sick and tired of it, and you want to be more authentic and true to yourself in the world, but maybe others may not perceive it well. Maybe you're worried about something or how people will react, but now you've been doing this for so long that it's starting to come out and you can't stop it, whatever it may be. Some examples could easily be like a certain lifestyle, it could be, sexuality, gender identity. It could be you have like a secret lover or something, but you're afraid that friends and family may not approve of this person. Maybe you got into new hobbies and passions that you didn't think about, and now you want to do those things, or you've been bearing them a lot. Or maybe you just can't come to terms with yourself over something, but who knows? Talks about moving somewhere new, so maybe travels in your future, like kind of get away and start all over again, type of a thing. It talks about avoiding escaping, so you're not being truthful about something. And I don't know. It could be like it could be anything. It could be like you don't like banana cream pie, you actually don't like chicken, or it could be so many things. But it also talks about deception and betrayal. So maybe someone close to you're lying to. Now you feel bad, and then you want to be truthful and come out with whatever it is that's been kind of bugging you or you've been hiding, but now you don't know how because almost like you said this persona or how people view you as a person, and now you feel like I can't be truthful because I already made up like this character. I already invested so much into this idea of myself or whatever that you don't know how to. Or maybe you made a lie a long time ago and you've just been going along with the lie and living the lie and making the lie the truth. By the way, things are getting unraveled, secrets are being revealed, so I'm kind of very curious to what's in store, if you will. So that has positive influences, so that sounds more like coming out, secrets revealed in a good way, not But it also talks about deception and betrayal, so that can also talk about maybe someone betrayed you, or someone was even deceiving you and you didn't know how to process it. But we're going to go to the fourth card, which is the near future. Fast forward a bit, just see where we go, what we get. And let me pull that up. All right, and we get the Star. Very positive and heartwarming card. Let me pull that out. Once the page wants to load. Hope, faith, and renewal. Optimism, trust, confidence, reflection, talent, fertile, peace, guidance, and wishful. So whatever these secrets were that came out, you dealt with them, you come to terms with them, you embrace them, yada, yada, yada. And now you feel renewed and rejuvenated. You have hope and faith in the future. Even talks about trust and optimism, so people around you also supported you. It wasn't like you were shunned away from society. Maybe you had the courage to come forward with something, or maybe like whatever happened. In a much better place, though, mindset, spiritually, emotionally, physically, just huge burdens were lifted off of your shoulders. You're being more authentic and true, and not necessarily being rewarded, but you feel like you can flow better. All my high cards, well, mostly. See about that, Phoebes. But yeah, so whatever you did, kudos, because you're in a much better place now, and you have more hope and faith in the future. Maybe you're like thinking like, what's the point of living? What's the point of life? And now you don't even question that anymore. You know what's going on. You feel just good about everything again. So with that, we're going to get the fifth and final card, which is the far future, long-term results, final raid boss, ending credits, cliffhanger to be continued, whatever. And with the Three of Cups featuring Eurasian Griffin Vulture. So let's go to Cups and see what's in store. 3. All right. 3 of Cups. Fun, achievement, celebration, thankful, togetherness, abundance, happiness, playful, new life, friendship, and trust. So the last card also talked about trust, so this one's even better because more trust has been built, friendships are happening, new life, you feel renewed, maybe you moved, you got a new job, or just something that, you know, something that's very impactful and meaningful to you, maybe a milestone. You're happy. It says talks about togetherness and people in abundance, so maybe you have a group of people you live with, or maybe found a lover, or maybe moved in with friends, but more just social stuff, I guess. Talks about celebration. You're thankful for the help and everything along the way. You couldn't have done it alone. I like the part about celebration and abundance and achievement, and you're just literally happiness, so good times. Things were a little rough at the beginning, and then they played out much better, and then you're just in a much better spot now. Physically, emotionally, mentally, financially, I don't know, because everything can be taken literally or metaphorically. But at least it's good to see that things are panning out and you're happier, which is the big thing. Maybe you even just met people you jam and vibe with better and had common interests and goals in life and hobbies or whatever. So maybe you open a business with someone. Maybe you moved out with someone to do more of what you want to do in life and hobbies and passions. So very fun stuff. And now we're going to get a bonus oracle card just as a cherry on top, dessert, fortune cookie, extra bonus, yada yada. And we get the dog. Represents loyalty. So we choose who we're loyal to. We're not obligated to be loyal to anyone. If we're loyal to somebody, it's because we feel the need or compelled to, or we actually want to be, like we give of ourselves. It's not like, say, a bad employer, a bad relationship, or something like you have to be loyal to me. If someone's you're loyal to isn't being loyal to you back or treating you unfairly, you can just be like, peace out and bye. Because we choose who we're loyal to. So really cool. Wonder what you got going on, but in your life. But again, can't wait to find out. If anyone ever feels like sharing their thoughts, you can do it through DMs on Discord or Telegram, and we can talk about it further. I do take commissions for extended readings where we do a bigger reading, maybe more specific to a question and a discussion about it. But those could take up to like maybe an hour, and they're also private if in case anyone has like doesn't feel comfortable or something they don't want set on stream. So that is also another option if anyone's ever interested. But again, for now, I'm just doing off a queue. If anyone would like a reading, you can just use channel points to redeem it, or if you're a subscriber, you get a free reading, one free tarot reading per tarot stream. Or if you want to use bits or donate, it's $5. But the most efficient way is probably either sub or channel points. What's that face for, Phoebes? What a face. Tell me. I'm gonna shuffle and we'll get to the next reading pretty soon. Okay, who's next? We got 5220. Hello, Burrito, you just need to use channel points. If you have enough, you can redeem a reading, or if you're a sub, you can get a free reading. But it's all manual. There's no like join command or anything. So now we're gonna do a reading for Yummy Yummy in the Tummy. Very awesome name. But Yummy Yummy in the Tummy, we do a 5-card spread. Tells a little bit about yourself, your story, where you're going, what's going on, and we'll just go from there and I'll explain stuff on the way. So the first card we get is the Chariot, featuring the Arabian horse. That too. I sent us a prime command. Wait, let's see if I still have it. Yeah. So the Arabian horse. I think before saying Arabian, but whatever. It's a very good card, and it's starting this time because the last reading we had it in reverse, so we're gonna see it played normally and how it goes. So let me just pull it up. Success, action, and control. Progress. Pick a direction. Determined. Courage. Inner struggles. Balancing emotions and willpower. So this maybe you have a lot going on in your life. Fighting your inner demons. The struggles are real. Inner struggles. You have the willpower to proceed because you have an idea. It says you determine you want to pick a direction. So you know what you want to do. You want to execute it. And you're confident in your progress and forward momentum. Also talks about courage, so maybe you're taking a blind leap of faith or taking a bit of a risk, but it's in something you believe in that you're doing. So even if there are potential pros and cons, you still feel good and determined about what you want to do in life and where you're going with it. It also talks about control, so it's all on you. You're in control, so it's like you have all this power at your disposal. You're like, I want to use this power for good, or whatever you want to do, but you're very confident in your decisions right now and what you want to do. It could be university, it could be a job, it could be hobbies, passions, friendships, relationships, traveling, you name it, but you are in good control. You got a good head on your shoulder. Talk about balancing emotions, so maybe your emotions dictate too much of what you do or make you waver, so you're trying to just get a better handle on your headspace and emotions so you can think clearer and proceed. So the second card we get is going to be the obstacle, and this could be something used against you. It could be a bump in the road, cock block, difficult raid boss, the bridge is broken and you need to cross the river, you name it, or something you may need to pay attention to. But either way, we get the High Priestess featuring a cheetah cub, but it's going to be played in reverse, so it'll have alternate meanings. Let me quickly pull that up. Probably one of my favorite cards from the whole deck, just based on the meanings alone. Normally it means intuition, spiritual knowing, and subconscious, and intuition. But in reverse, it's going to mean feeling in the dark, you're not listening to yourself, lack of emotional control, misusing intuition, not listening to your heart, relying on external validation, prejudice or prejudice, manipulation. So it's kind of interesting because the first card talked about um, gaining or having emotional control, but now your lack of emotional control, you're misusing your intuition. So it's a very weird and interesting place. I wouldn't say a bad place, but maybe things you believed in, maybe things you executed were not done improperly, but something along your path made you maybe second guess yourself. Maybe, I don't know, statistics, algorithms, what the public wants. Because it talks about you're relying too much on external validation. So maybe you're not doing truly what you want to do. Maybe you're doing something for the sake of others or what might gain traction or attention in hopes to build your, say, your brand or something. Or but here it's just saying you're relying too much on external validation of what other people think. You're not listening to yourself or your heart or your intuition. So maybe you've been ignoring it. So maybe just take a step back and listen to yourself. Hey, Priggy. Talks about, again, lack of emotional control because maybe things aren't working out, or maybe you're questioning, am I doing this for myself or am I doing it for others? It's kind of make you feel uneasy, and now you feel lost in your emotional control. You're feeling like you're in the dark because you don't know what to do, or maybe you haven't been here before in your life, or maybe it hit you from left field or like sucker punch, and now you're kind of confused and dazed. And it talks about manipulation, so maybe you're using others to get what you want, but it didn't work out, or maybe other people were using you, and now you just feel, used, like, and you're cast aside like a spent torch, and Niv kicked W. Phoebe says, sounds like someone's trying to be fake to make friends or impress someone else. That, or maybe you like, it could be like a job or artwork or a gig or hobby and passion that you want to do. Or even like, say, a deal with like a record company or a video company or something. Yeah, we'll do your project, but then they start to control it more. So it's not really your idea or passion anymore. It's like you took a deal to get something produced, and now you have to sign a contract and play by also their rules. So you're being less genuine to yourself. Or again, maybe a contract a gig you want to fulfill, but it doesn't feel good anymore because they're manipulating you too much. So hopefully, big thing to take into consideration. Hopefully you get through it, find a way out, and we get the positive influences, and we get the caribou yet again, which represents temperance. Let's pull that up. Please load. All right, balance, patience, and purpose. Universal timing, compromise, combination, mixing things up, creating, patience, forgiveness, cooperation. Now, like it talks about the universal timing, because maybe just something came at the right time, out of nowhere, no planning, just where things all fell into place, the stars aligned, harmonic convergence took place, whatever, but it brought you out of that rut. Talks about forgiveness, so maybe you have to learn to forgive yourself for failing, or forgive yourself for, say, doing not cool things to others, or maybe just forgiving others and like essentially letting go and moving on because you want to move forward with your passion and not slow down, or dwell in the past and dwell on the bad that has happened. Talks about cooperation and combination and compromise. So again, this could also be like a team effort thing. You learn that you got to give a little to get a little. Same thing from other people's friendships, partnerships, all that are two-way streets. They're not one-way streets. Talks about creating and having patience. So you took the time to realize these things and really iron them out and work with them and reconcile. Also talks about creating. I'm always down for that because I like artwork and such, and just people creating stuff in general, crafting, making music, drawing paintings, doing the things, I guess. Talks about balance. So maybe now you have a good sense of, maybe before you took on too much, maybe too little, but now like it's just right. But the biggest thing is compromise. So again, giving a little, getting a little, making necessary sacrifices, or maybe giving up certain things in order to achieve what you want, or maybe you can't do all the things. at once, and then you have to plan and strategize. Okay, I'm going to do XYZ in this order and accomplish these things before I go on to the next group of things. It's very good that that second card got turned around or clarified a little more, I think. We're going to get the fourth card, which is the near future. We fast forward a bit to see where you are, and you get the star. We get the star yet again. But hope, faith, and renewal. Let me just pull it up to get the full chart. Hope, faith, renewal, optimism, trust, confidence, reflection, talent, fertile, peace, guidance, and wishful. So again, more trust is developing. So either you're doing this all alone, or maybe you're with someone or involved with a group. Faith has been restored. You have faith and trust in the future, optimism, just things are looking better. Purging yourself of the bad stuff in the past. You feel a little bit more at peace. You feel safe because things are looking better. Whatever you're planning is better. So just everything's like looking up and good for you. It talks about guidance. So maybe you give people guidance, or maybe you got guidance from an external source, and it's just everything's pointing you in the right direction. More wishful thinking, more optimism in the future and people around you, just better, overall better vibes, I should say. Talks about reflection, so maybe you think you thought a lot about the past, reconciled with it, remembered stuff. Just a lot of internal work and internalizing. Talks about confidence. You've got your, not that you lost your mojo, but you're more confident now, or if you did lose your mojo, you got it back. But you're just confident. It's almost like where we started with the first card of the Chariot. But this has more like heartwarming goodness, I guess, if that makes any sense. Phoebe says, good work-life balance, perhaps. Perhaps. But things are looking really good, and now we're going to go to the fifth card, which is the long-term results, maybe the far future, ending credits, final raid boss. To be continued, who knows? But we get the Sun, featuring the Ptarmigan. Sure, some kind of bird. Well, if anyone's familiar with tarot, the Sun is a very positive and fun card. So it's probably a really good one to end on. But fun, success, and vitality. Renewal, light, warmth, innocence, growth, development, positivity, optimistic, pleasure, creativity, hope, and happiness. It's a northern bird, Arctic bird even. Hooey, this card again, success. So whatever you're planning, you're doing, you're succeeding. It's bearing fruit. The harvest, you know, whatever you planted is growing. You're like, yeah, this is good. You're having fun while doing it, which is very important because, you know, when you're creative and you're enjoying what you do, you're naturally, things just flow much infinitely better. Talks about vitality, so you feel renewed, you feel strengthened, you feel like refreshed, you just feel good, you feel alive, like it feels good to be alive. It talks about innocence, development, growth, so even more skill, not even just with a craft or a job or something, but you as a person. You're more optimistic, you're more pleasures around the corner, everyone's happy, just happiness. You're still, and this card also talks about hope. So just very, very good that you're going in a very good direction. Even with some of those interesting bumps in the road, it's just like you're very confident what you're doing. You set goals out, you do them, and you learn to even maybe let go a little bit or just do more of what you want, what's more meaningful for you. And that we get, that's the reading, and then we do an independent oracle card, which is just a fun little positive word of positive reinforcement. And we get Mary Catherine Leveu, liberation. You feel free. Maybe that's directed towards the second card about relying on external validation, or maybe you just want to present yourself in the world, have other people perceive you a certain way, or maybe you're more authentic to yourself. But either way, you feel free and liberated, and you feel great. Everything's going to be smoother, prosper better. You're more authentic. Everything's just good vibes all around. Guilt-free, as Phoebe says. But very, very happy, good, positive reading. Not that other readings could be bad or anything, because every reading just is. It's just what we make of it, or maybe heed the warnings, whatever. But that one is just very up and up. Basically, you question yourself, and then you really thought hard. about what you want to do and how you want to execute, and things just kept getting better and better. All right, let's get on to the next.
Oh my goodness! Oh my god! I'm running.
I think that might activate 5 super trivias. And thank you, Phoebus, for the gifties. I really appreciate it. Let's see. Prigi got one. Oh, he's here in chat. Jesterman99. Howie the Wolgar. Burrito. And Q1085. So, Burrito, if you're still here, now that you subbed, if you would like a reading, just let me know. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Previes. Never, anyone that wants to donate or do that's never required, but it is greatly appreciated. Okay, Burrito, let me just add you to the queue, and I'll do yours right now. Let me just type it in. Burrito 067. Burrito. Let me get a different song. Okay. 1 hour, 7 minute, 40 second. All right, Burrito. So you've been seeing this for a little bit, I believe, because you've been here before as well. And if anyone wants to answer the super trivias, you type in !SA, which stands for super answer, space, then the answer. I think that was it for that, but and you get cuteness, and there's leaderboards and everything. I think it resets in the month. You can also redeem individual trivia for yourself for, I think, 200 channel points. It has a cooldown. But anyway, Burrito, we'll get started. A 5-card spread. Second card's the obstacle. Cards in reverse have different meanings, but again, I always explain on the way, so it's never... Okay, you have a specific question? Okay. Just keep in mind, I need you to be truthful, honest, and you have to name names. So you can't be like, oh, this person I'm thinking about, or it has to like pertain to you. Because sometimes people come in asking about other people, but it doesn't. If it doesn't really pertain to yourself, it gets a little harder. So just let me know what, or type out the question, and I'll see if I can work with it, or if I maybe have to reword it or something. But yeah, go ahead and ask or type out the question. Should I approach Kay for talk tomorrow? Well, I guess it depends what you're hoping for in the talk, because again, I don't have much context. So the less information I have, the more, I guess, open-ended the reading could be up for interpretation. Because should is also a very harsh and or bold word, I should say. Because you say, should I approach K or X for talk tomorrow? But I don't know the context of what's going on. Say like as an example, someone you want to talk to who's mad at you, they don't want to talk to you. That will completely change what everything means. Or maybe someone does want to talk to you and you're mad at them and you're deciding to be the bigger man or whatever and approach them. Like, it's really hard, but I mean, we'll still do the cards up and just see what happens and see where it goes. But again, with little to no context, it's the readings may not be as either accurate, or the readings may be more vague, if that makes any sense. But because again, without the context, it's very hard. But let's just, let's see what the cards have to say. So the first card is just the start of it, like the journey. open your book, open your script, see what's going on. And we get the moon featuring an Arctic wolf. So this card already kind of sets the tone and pace, but I'll read it out. Let me just, once it loads, come on, the moon. I know it means like intuition, anxiety, and fear, but I need to pull up the rest to see what else it means. Anxiety, intuition, and fear, following your instincts, letting go of the past, psychic, secrets, change, and unconscious awareness. So I can see the anxiety and fear because you're afraid to approach this person, afraid of it's going to be a good or bad outcome, very uncertain, but you feel the need or compelled to talk. Here, though, even though you're afraid, it talks about intuition, following your instincts. So just trust your gut. It kind of knows on a subconscious level, knows what's going on, hence the unconscious awareness that the gut never steers you wrong. We have instincts, we have these feelings or thoughts or whatever for a reason. Don't be scared to utilize it. It talks about letting go of the past. So maybe you've been holding on to emotional baggage, maybe some drama or trauma happened, but you're holding on to it. It's kind of dictating your life or how you are now. And that's kind of, to me, a bad thing. I mean, I know it could be, again, the context of it and all what the circumstances were. It's never easy to get over, but just maybe you don't have time for this stuff or you're holding on to it, or like almost like a hoarder. Like, oh, I could use this like sponge one day, and you lock it away in the closet, or like you find random knickknacks that you can never let go because it has potential to be used in the future. I'd say you say, I'm not able to listen to my intuition. Some people don't know how or even aware they have intuition, so, or they may second guess themselves. So there's also understanding, I guess, yourself. Talks about psychic, maybe a different level or different state of being mentally. Talks about change. So change is happening because it talks about secrets. I don't know if it's about secrets about yourself or the person you're talking to, but some big change, I guess, is coming. But I guess the biggest part is, again, you're afraid. Follow your instincts. Let go of the past. It's okay to let go of the past and move on. I mean, you can still remember what happened because, it's a good teacher, I guess, these events, but like you don't need to hang on to it. You don't need a constant reminder. I'm assuming maybe there's something bad or someone, but it's like you don't need to constantly hold on to that. So now we're going to get to the second card, which is the obstacle, the bump in the road, being cock blocked, difficult raid boss, broken bridge, or something, a warning, or something you have to look out for. Hey, there's a trap over there. Whatever it may be, we play that in reverse. It has alternate meanings. So kind of, sort of, it's used against you to address something about yourself. So we get the Ace of Cups featuring the Galapagos land iguana, but it's going to be played in reverse. So Ace of Cups, let me go pull that up. Sorry, there is no list. There's 76 cards. So I just have a website open with all the definitions, but you have to click each card to pull it up. So there's no like one straight list. But Ace of Cups, compassion, emotions, creativity is what it normally means. But in reverse, it's going to be feeling unloved, rejection, avoiding emotions, being unhappy, relationship issues, loss, manipulation, lonely, unfulfilled, feeling all over the place. So hot fucking damn, this is a pretty big doozy. This is either a warning or you're here now, but I feel like this is where you are now, so we're going to try to work with getting you out of this. Or just saying, so one, you feel unloved, hence the rejection. Maybe you're rejected, you feel worthless, you're unhappy. Maybe you're in a relationship and it's not working out. You're trying to force things to work out, but maybe it's not meant to be. Or one side feels really good about it, but the other side doesn't want anything to do with it. Or maybe, there's always that time in everyone's life, hey, we need to talk. And talk about our feelings and sort things out and really understand each other and see what we want to do. The moon was the warning, honestly, but that's just me. It's about talk, but then it talks about you're feeling all over the place, so maybe your emotions are scattered. Maybe you don't know what to say, how to say it, and you just I guess you're more worried about just having the actual conversation, but not thinking about the actual words or the actual conversation taking place. Talks about manipulation. Maybe you did some uncool things to this person, or maybe that person did uncool things to you. So that's also could be a part of the talk of bringing to light. Maybe someone used someone along the way, and the other person like that wasn't cool, man. Phoebe says there's always a good time to take a break and go to a beach. Burrito, because earlier they were good. Talks about unfulfilled, so unmeaningful relationship or whatever friendship or anything really, the thing you're into or doing right now is just it's not really, I guess, you, if that makes any sense, or the other person. Talks about loss, so this could be like a breakup if we're talking relationship, or it could be a friendship ending. But a big one's avoiding emotions. So someone's not being honest to themselves or the other person, or maybe everyone's just not being truthful or honest with themselves and their feelings and emotions. So again, just a big adult talk, sort things out, see where you guys want to go, what's up. But not just a talk, it's communication. And communication, everyone thinks, is just words themselves and being a good speaker, using high vocabulary. But it's also being on the same wavelength as people, making sure the other people or the other person understands as well. Because you can say something super clear, but if the other person doesn't perceive it that way, your quote unquote great communication goes out the window. So communication, I feel like, is a layer. It's layers. It's like actually, well, communicating, talking, comprehending, and understanding as well. And then like just reading a person's body language, being on the same wavelength. So it's how you communicate, how they listen, and make sure even if you use the wrong words or bad words, like as long as your message gets conveyed and in a way they can understand, and vice versa. And it goes both ways. They can communicate better to you. They can, if you have to use finger puppets and tell a story to convey your message, go for it. Just like really sit down and communicate. So we're in a bit of a shaky territory. So hopefully you all work through that. You get through that. You heed the warnings. You have a meaningful deep talk, not just, hey, we need to talk, and they're like, what's on your mind? You're like, you look pretty, or you have nice teeth, or nice weather today. It's like nobody wants that. So when it's time to talk, be prepared to actually have a real talk and deep talk, meaningful talk. The third card we get is positive influences. So hopefully you work through that, and we get the star, featuring the white fox, not the Arctic fox, the white fox. So again, this is hope, faith, renewal, trust. Where is the star? Let me just pull it up. So maybe you have new trust found in each other because you had a deep talk, hash the things out. But optimism, trust, confidence, reflection, talent, fertile, as some people say, peace, guidance, and wishful. So maybe through the talk, good or bad, you both saw what you wanted in life, where things are going, how you guys felt. It could be opinions, friendship got saved, relationship got saved, maybe business partnership. Either way, again, maybe just by communicating your thoughts and feelings in a way you both could understand. You understand each other better now. You have more hope and faith in the future. Even if you're, say, I'm using this as a relationship example, you're not together, even if it leads to a breakup, you both feel so much better that you're honest with each other and yourselves, and you're able to communicate what was wanted or needed. So say like a relationship, maybe it broke up, but you still remain friends, but you couldn't satisfy each other's needs on like a emotional or spiritual level. You guys had the maturity to be like, this is not going to work in the way we thought it would. Still want to be friends. Or it can also be that you take things to the next level. It goes both ways. Talks about guidance, so maybe now you both know you can count on each other to talk things out more and even get advice and or give advice to other people as well. The big thing is here is being at peace, reflecting and thinking about the past. The first card talked about potential emotional baggage, letting go. Not all about that, but just a quick example that something in the past, again, now you can reflect on it. Instead of holding on to it as emotional baggage, you can look back on it and remember it, learn from it. But the thing is, forward momentum. I don't know if it's in the way guys might think, or it could, again, so many outcomes with overall better, healthier momentum. So the fourth card is going to be the near future. We fast forward a little bit to see what we get, and we get the Magician, featuring white tigers. So a very fun and wouldn't say powerful card, but a positive, creative card. So let me just pull that up for you. So manifesting, planning, and power. Mastery, achieving goals, visualization, new skills, self-confidence, step into your magic. Know that you are magical. You are the conduit. Step into your power, direct your energy to where you want. So, let's see, Burrito. So far the outcome looks positive, even if, say, bad stuff comes from it. The overall outcome so far is very positive. So maybe there's some yelling, maybe there's some childish name calling, I don't know. Maybe there's crying involved. But either way, for better or worse, it's looking good. But again, it's on perspective. What is good to you might be not good to me. But the magician talks about manifesting and bringing things into life, visualizing and, you know, doing stuff. Maybe you have hobbies and passions on the back burner. You want things you want to do, and you are bringing stuff into the real world. You are creating, maybe doing artwork. You're learning how to cook. You know, just you got a new job. You're bringing the money. You're making things happen. It talks about mastery over your power and skills that you have. You're getting new skills. So maybe like school, university, or just somewhere along the line, you pick up some crafty stuff, or get into new hobbies and passions. Step in. Don't be afraid to tap into your magical self, because you are magic. I think the coolest part about this card is directing your energy to what you want. So that could be people, it could be a person, people, your job, school, hobbies, passions, but there's limited time in the world. You want to direct your energy to what's meaningful to you. So is that this person? Is it something else? But you are now more like, I don't have time to waste essentially on shit or bullshit or meaningless stuff. You want to have more deep relationships, fulfilling relationships, friendships, more so just meaningful. Like, you don't want to waste time on meaningless stuff or little things here and there that don't matter to you. You want to put your energy towards things you really care about, what you're really passionate about, or even just like, say, business school opportunities. Like, you want to make sure you're putting your energy to what you want and not wasting your energy. Say some people waste it on energy vampires, or you have that one friend that all they do is complain and they feed off of their own trauma. Or like, people just want to complain for the sake of complaining instead of venting and using it as a tool to cope and get through something. Or like, I don't have time for someone's bullshit, or like, whatever. Like, you just don't have time. You want to direct your energy to more meaningful stuff. Star and Magician are very powerful and good cards. Okay, we're going to get to the fifth card where we fast forward a little bit more, and it's the long-term results. End game, ending credits, final raid boss, maybe to be continued, cliffhanger, plot twist. Let's take a look. And we get Justice featuring the Magpie. Once it loads, we will read it. So I know it means justice itself, but I still like reading off the chart. Fairness, law, truth. Harmony, accountability, choices, creating a vision, making decisions, agreements, apology, gray area, truth, the law, fairness, justice. So here I like the part about harmony, because things are flowing better, everyone's happy, even if it's just you by yourself. Accountability, you can own up to what you've done, good or bad. You want to be held accountable. You want to create what's fair for everyone, but you're also going to hold other people to the same standards that you hold yourself to. Thus, you'll hold other people accountable for their actions. So it's not just a one-way street, it's a two-way street. Talks about choices. We all have a choice. Creating a vision. And the magician talked about, visualizing and manifesting. So you're still creating like your perfect little world or utopia. And making decisions. So you're moving forward, you're bettering. I don't know, maybe you just want to make a safe place for everyone, like a little haven. Talks about agreements. So again, nothing's truly alone. There's a lot of compromises in friendships or relationships, or just everything. Anything that involves other people or other entities, you have to have agreements, or you make agreements, or even set boundaries, because that's very healthy. A lot of things people don't do or afraid to do is set boundaries with others, because they may be afraid other people get pissed, but then at least you put it out there, and if they can't respect a boundary, especially with something easily you can accommodate, or like say not do something, let the boundary be known, and the other person gets pissed off, then maybe they're kind of full of shit. But at least, you want to hold everyone up to the standard. Talks about apology, so maybe you wrong someone and you're willing to own up to it and admit it, and you are genuinely sorry. And the same thing, other people might have done something and they are truly sorry for what they've done to you. Talks about a gray area, so again, it's not just right or wrong, yes or no, 0 and 1s, black and white. There's a gray area, colored area. Things vary. Things may not be crystal clear of what is quote-unquote right or wrong. Talks about the truth, so maybe things coming to light, the truth prevails type of a thing. You can be true to yourselves. The law, you guys respect, maybe not necessarily the law itself, but again, it could be respecting those boundaries we were just talking about. Fairness, again, creating fairness for all, justice for all. So it's a little wonky to get through it now. I don't know. So overall, the talk you're going to have sounds like it's positive, though it's over time. So even if bad stuff happens now, you both conveyed what you needed to talk and say, and what happens after that is almost irrelevant, because now you're both either together or moving on, but you both are bettering yourselves. More so you, because this, again, is more related to you. But so overall, it's good. I don't know what's actually going to go down in the talk, because again, the context could change everything. But just overall, it sounds like it goes good. You get thrown in for a tailspin. You work shit out. And either you stick together or still friends or whatever, or not, you're still moving forward momentum. So no matter what, the outcome feels good. But again, I don't have all the context, so it's a lot to leave for interpretation. And now we get a bonus oracle card, just as a word of encouragement. Cherry on top, dessert, fortune cookie. And we get the Raven, which equals dreams. So now you're either dreaming of a perfect world, or maybe it's tapping into another world altogether and you want to bring those dreams to life. I don't know, but the card itself just says dreams. That could also be meaning unconscious awareness and your subconscious, because, in dreams things go wild. So that too could be inspiration. But again, all up to you. Hopefully this had some insight for you, or hopefully it was cool for you. And whatever the context of the talk is tomorrow, I hope it goes good, but it may be rough. But at least it's important to talk about things. But again, if you're having a talk and it's just going to resort to, say, you guys like cursing at each other, childish name calling and bashing, then of course nothing good is going to come from that. So again, it's very context-based, or context-sensitive, but at least with the cards, it showed good promise. But again, either you're still friends or not, or whatever the situation is, you part ways, it's still looking good and up. Yeah. Part ways, like, break up, friendship ends, you move on, you don't associate with each other anymore, you drift apart. You want one, Fees? Okay. Well, yeah, we just did the reading, and I explained along the way that was a possibility, that you could part ways. But again, with the context, I don't know the context, so you could part ways, you could not. But overall, the very cards itself, or the meaning of the reading, is positive. But it could also, you have to take into account, positive things can happen from negative things or bad things. So who knows, the talk could go horribly wrong, be a lot of yelling, crying, and screaming, and somehow in the long run, it's still better that, say it was like a toxic, I'm going to use, I don't know if it's a relationship or a friendship or a partnership or whatever, but let's just say it was very toxic. So you having the talk, people blowing up and separating and parting ways, is only going to be a good thing, because if it's toxic and you stay together or remain friends or whatever, that's going to be very bad. So again, don't know the context, but at least I have more confidence that having the talk in the first place is good. And then if you or the other person don't want to listen, or actually have the conversation, or you talk but then no one's really listening, that's on them, or that's on you, or that's on the other person. But at least you're being like, hey, we should talk and work things out. So yes, there's going to be many variables, but at least forward momentum stuff's going to get done. Things are going to resolve. And if they don't, then that means you want to try to work things out. But at least the talk, it was put out there. You put it on the table. Something's up. This needs to be addressed. Now, does the other person want to address that? I don't know, or how they even feel. But at least you are putting it out there. Or maybe they want to talk to you and they're putting it out there. But either way, communication's happening. But then there's a whole other world for interpretation, body language, all that stuff. You're welcome. All right, Phoebes. Let me... Excuse me. Let's click on some stuff real quick. Got so many alerts. Okay, no context. I like it. Let the cards completely determine, as well as, I guess, interpretation. Oh yeah, I should put the timestamp for your reading. Let me quickly do that now. All right, 1:33. Okay, this reading's for Phoebes. In case you want to look at the VOD, it's at 1 hour and 33 minutes. 5-card spread, and well, you already know how it goes down, but I'll explain on the way. So let's just get right into it. We get 3 of Wands, featuring the blue-eyed Lucy Ball Python. Really like this card. I think it's the overseeing of opportunities and stuff, but let me just pull it up. 3 of Wands. And the title's really long, so it reminds me of Blue Eyes White Dragon. But yeah, okay. Overseas opportunities, progress, prediction, success, new opportunities, setting goals, new ideas, news coming, good advice, ships coming in, travel, hopeful, future visions, and expansion. So I haven't thought about, because I've been doing these readings over the last 2 weeks, like really diving deep. And when it says overseas opportunities, I just took the word for granted, but then I thought, correlating with the picture, you are also kind of in charge of these opportunities. You're giving others opportunities. You're overseeing them. At first, I thought it meant like, you see the opportunities in the distance, which is a part of it. But when I thought about it more, it's like also you're the overseer. You're like handing out the opportunities, or you can just have such a vision, or like you're playing a city simulator game and you're building your town. So you're overseeing it. This progress is happening. You're predicting. You have more future vision. So you're like thinking, wow, I could do all these things. There's so much good can happen if I do these things. Or like, wow, this should go there. A church should be built there. Library there. Ooh, the grocery store should be here. It talks about expansion, so more growing. Important part is good advice. You're either giving good advice or receiving it. Either way, good advice all around. You have new ideas. So you're always being creative. Things are popping into your head, maybe being more resourceful. This ship's coming in. So again, maybe you have a new town. Maybe like word got out, hey, there's this new town that's thriving and it's attracting people towards you. Or opportunities, business work. But talks about also new opportunities as well as overseeing the opportunities for others. It's almost like you're like the foreman or the boss or task maker kind of a way. But good thing is it's progress and success. So you're like the overlord, or you're the hand of God in the city simulator game, but you're also hopeful. Things are talking about the card talks about travel, so maybe either relocating or maybe just general travels in your future. Maybe you want to see friends and family. Maybe you go on business trips. Maybe you go to scope out an area to maybe where you want to move or set up a business or set up shop. So, and the news is coming. It doesn't say good or bad news, but news is at least things are coming, things are thriving. It's like the gold rush in American history almost, it feels like. But that's just the first card. So we got more to go. Now we get to the obstacle, the cock block, the bump in the road, the difficult raid boss, the broken bridge, maybe a warning, maybe pay attention. This could happen to you. Or watch out, look out for that trap. And we get the Ace of Wands featuring the albino rat. But it's going to be played in reverse. So let's pull up that. Okay, the Ace of Wands normally means inspiration, growth, and delays, and seeing the potential. But it's in reverse, so we got to take a bigger look at this. Lacking passion or pleasure, or pleasure. You want to be more excited. You want to fix things. We are all feeling a bit down. You're not motivated. You don't know what to do. Delays related to a new beginning. Having a hard time seeing the opportunities are good. Lacking passion, lacking direction. So this is a heavy motherfucker. Because before you're like the foreman, you had opportunities, growth, everything was like booming, you were like the busy boss or whatever. But now maybe you slow down, or maybe as the town evolves, or whatever's going on, things slow down a little bit, and then you find yourself you're lacking passion. You're like, is this really what I want to do? Or maybe you lost a spark in life. You want to be excited. You want to do the things again, but you just maybe can't bring yourself to do it. It says you want to fix things. So maybe not only your own problems or issues, but others as well, other people's or other situations. We're all feeling a bit down. So not just you, but like the world. Maybe you feel the weight of the world, or friends and family or acquaintances. You also like their troubles or your troubles. So you just feel weighed down by not only your own stuff going on in your life, but other people's. It's not motivated. Maybe like, what's the point? Maybe you're on autopilot. You're just working, or maybe blindly doing these hobbies or passions or friendships or relationships just out of expectation. Or you're on autopilot. You're not motivated, but like it needs to be done or taken care of, but you're like not really into it, I guess. You don't know what to do. You're at a loss because maybe you tried and tried again and failed, and nothing seems to be working out. Or you fix one thing, or you solve one thing, but then another problem happens, so you can never truly get that relief or relax and be like, this is fine, or like go to a beach. Like, sure, I can take time off of work, but then I don't get. Or you have unpaid time off. Sure, I get to go on a break, but I'm not making money, so I'm spending money on a trip. So now it's like you're double downing on your money. With friends and family, I don't know. It's a very rough area. This is delays related to a new beginning. So maybe you had something planned, moving, maybe a new job, or just maybe you want to start a new project, but since everything's not going good, you have to, hence the card says delays, you have to put off what you want to do or what needs to be done just to get by for now and survive. So it's like you kind of want to do the things, you feel unhappy, unmotivated, but like you're getting delayed more and more. So it's like it feels like, will you ever see the light at the end of the tunnel? Will you ever see the grass on the other side? Let's see, you say wanting to fix things hits hard. Lack of ability to do what I want to do on top of my own broken things, yeah. It's just having a hard time seeing the opportunities are good, so now you're in a rut. Reality's hitting, unfortunately, fucking hard. You're in this funk. So even if there is some good or potential opportunities, you're more maybe cautious about it, but you just don't see. It's like you lost not your will to live, but you lost that spark in life, the passion, the spark, your essence, and then everything just feels very dull and bland. Like, yeah, you're almost like, what's the point type of a thing. You're lacking passion, which says it twice here in the list. First, it says lacking passion, pleasure. And then it says later on the list, lacking passion. So maybe you need a little more excitement in your life. Maybe you need a lot good vibes, but you can't get it. Maybe you're in an area where there is no good vibe. So it's just like you need all the positivity right now and all the love, all the goodness. And then also talks about lacking direction. So maybe you're just lost, don't know what to do. Well, it already says you don't know what to do, but you're lacking now. It's a very unfortunate spot to be in, I would say, because it's just so many things are hitting hard right now. It's like maybe, hopefully, you can find some relief. And hey, Chip, how you doing? Lurky, but hi. Appreciate that. But yeah, Phoebe, so, oof, quite a doozy. We'll just hope you get through that, work on things, maybe that shine some light or shed some light on some issues or brought to light some issues that you might have been aware of or you weren't aware of, but now you might be able to identify or address something a little better. Even if you don't have a solution, at least you might have a better plan or idea what to do. But the third card is going to be positive influences. So hopefully you worked it out, got through it, whatever the case is, you got to this new spot now. And it's going to be positive influences, which is Queen of Cups, represented by the Maine Coon cat. So let's go to Cups and go to the Queen. All right, Queen of Cups, caring, intuitive, compassion, nurturing, caring, feeling, sensitive, imaginative, empathy, counseling, generous. So maybe you couldn't solve your own problems, or maybe you did. You're obviously going to be in a better spot now. And naturally, you're going to have more empathy and compassion for others because, you know, you're like, oh man, it sucked. I've been there. I know what it's like. You can help guide people out of that. It also talks about counseling. So maybe you like therapy or even just giving advice, like you can help others work through it. Or others seek you because, like, how'd you get out? Just basically sharing your life experiences. But in this case, like, you leveled up. You really matured in the head, emotionally, spiritually. You're more of a caring person, but you also know to not let people take advantage of you. So the people you care about, you invite people in to care. But whoops, a bot. Let's get rid of that bot. You care more, you're more cautious about who you let in close because, you know, to care and let someone in and listen to them, you also make yourself vulnerable. So you also have to look out for yourself too, but you're willing to let people in knowing it may slightly harm you because of your empathy and compassion now that you have. And you want to nurture them, you want to help people get through this shit. So it's a very cool, admirable thing to do. Like, so intuitive, having new ideas, being smart, just maybe a different way of being. You're more in tune with your feelings and aware of other people's feelings. You're nurturing, so you want to help have shit grow and foster good. You want to do good. And it talks about being generous, and a lot of people may think, oh, generosity is in donating money or tipping, but or doing charity work, but it goes so beyond that. Like, well, I guess charity work, like again, just even listening, lending an ear to someone. Maybe someone just needs someone to talk to and vent and get something out their shoulders and have a discussion about it. Might be all that somebody needs. So you're very generous, you're giving of yourself, but you know, you're aware there are limits of what you can give, how you can give. But that's okay because you feel like, hey, even though it's emotionally draining, I am willing to give or help or, you know, lend an ear. Like for me, these tarot readings, a lot of them, they get very emotionally draining. I don't know if that's like that for anyone else. Sometimes they're very heavy. So it's like me just doing these readings, I guess, makes myself very vulnerable too. But I enjoy it. I believe in it. I think it's cool, so I enjoy it. Do I need to recharge after it? Absolutely. But I like it. For me, this is also like a type of therapy for people, or even just advice, or just even having a discussion with the card. So it's also very fun at the same time, and for me, very meaningful. So, but yes, I do get emotionally exhausted from these sometimes, and depending on the context or something, depending how heavy it is, it can weigh on me for a little bit. Recharge pizza, even. But so very positive stuff. So you went through. Sorry, you went through all that shit, but after either making it all, moving, new job, relocating, reevaluating your friends, or even your life, family, whatever, you're in a better spot now. Even if it's not, say, financially, but maybe emotionally and spiritually in a better spot. But we're going to fast forward to the near future a little bit and see what we get for you. And we get Knight of Swords, featuring the bighorn sheep. So let's go to S words and go to the Knight. All right, Knight of Swords. Ambitious, driven, impulsive, rushing, quick change, new experiences, fearless, assertive, decisive, strength, focused. Like how it says impulsive, so you're just doing things without thinking, or things are autopiloting happening. Maybe you're excited about something, maybe jobs, tasks, works, hobbies, passions. But now you're very ambitious, you have goals and visions in mind. I just like how it says you're very driven, you suddenly snap into go-getter mode, physically, literally, metaphorically, everything. You're rushing, quick changes, new experiences, so maybe you want to dabble in everything and do all the things, but you know, whatever you do want to do, it's going to take time and focus, so you're trying a little bit of everything and seeing which one clicks with you more or you vibe with, and then you'll know to do that, but you're just rushing head on into everything. You're very decisive, assertive, you know what you want to do. So you're making faster, quicker decisions, but yet you're not doing it blindly. Like you have more insight and more knowledge about it. So it's like you're more efficient at what you're doing now. Yeah, it talks about being focused. I like how it talks about being impulsive, but yet you're focused. So yeah, you're instinctively and impulsively doing more things, trying things, but you're making better decisions, and then you're in a better headspace, and you became more efficient at what you're doing. It also talks about the strength. So you have the strength to carry on. It could be physical strength, it could be mental strength. But a lot of go-getter opportunity seizer. You're seizing all the opportunities right now, or moments. So now we're going to get to the fifth card. Long-term results, maybe end game to be continued, ending credits, final raid boss, cliffhanger, plot twist. And we get Seven of Cups, featuring the European Badger. So this is the cup. If this is the card I think of it as, things are going to get weird. But let me pull up the chart. Opportunities, chaos, and wishes. Confusion, not focused. Lots of options, lots of opportunities. Wishful. Fantasizing, feeling lost. Indecisive, visions, dreams, and choices. So, holy shit. Visions, dreams, ideas, passions. You want to do all the things, can't do them all. You have lots of option selects and opportunities, doors open in many directions, but you got to make choices. You're confused because maybe before you didn't have these choices, and now suddenly there's an abundance amount of options. It's almost like getting into a new game and trying to read the rule book, and you get like a fucking dictionary-sized book. It says not focused. Well, how can you be focused if you have all these things to do? So you really gotta settle down and focus like a laser beam and make a choice of what you want to do and pursue. Maybe you can do all the things at once. Maybe you can't. But you're gonna want to focus so you can do it. And you can always go back and do the other things. So you might have to prioritize the order of what you do things in. I like how it just says opportunities and lots of options. So at least things are looking good. You being wishful, but you feel lost. Again, maybe too much to do. You don't know what the quote-unquote right thing to do is, or maybe you don't even know what you want to do. You're literally overwhelmed by all the things. Hence, you're going to feel lost and indecisive. The big thing about this card, I think, is fantasizing. So maybe you're in your head more. Maybe the world isn't how you want it to be. I don't know, maybe you're getting on VR chat or something, I don't know, but you're dreaming a lot, you're being a dreamer, you're fantasizing. So maybe you're happier there, living in the fantasy world, but it's also saying maybe you want to bring those dreams and fantasies to life, and you're trying to figure out how to do that. I wouldn't say this is a plot twist or like an Uno reverse card, but it was a very interesting direction because you had a heavy slump down there at the second card. And things started to pave the way, but now things are like, not back to where they started, but like, you have your whole journey, but it's like kind of interesting. It's like me, like, would I like to live and be Chimera the whole time? Hells yeah. Is that possible? No. Can I incorporate that in real life somehow? Kinda. So it's like balancing emotions and your fantasy world and your realistic life and how to maybe incorporate them or maybe merge the worlds together even. Or bring, you know, fantasies or whatever to life. Or maybe bring your real life or real world to those fantasies. So it can also go both ways. Almost like merging two dimensions or something. So now we're going to get the quick oracle card for a positive boost, word of encouragement, word of the day, if you will. We get Gandalf, which represents dedication. So you are dedicated to your cause, your hobbies, your passions, whatever it is you're doing. You are genuinely dedicated to it. You'll put in the time, the extra effort, the hard work because you believe in it and you want to do it or see it succeed. Or if it's like in other, say you believe in other people's, but either way, you're dedicated. Good dedication. Dedicated to life. Oh yeah, keep forgetting I want to do this sound. I always forget to do it on stream. Let me see if I can do it. See if it even captures it. Hey Lion White. Hey Katya. Oh, Katya. I think I made a sound. I have headphones on, so I can't hear it too good. It almost reminds me of the sound from Sonic 3 when you're in the bonus stage to get the power-ups and rings. Not the Chaos Emerald bonus stage, but the regular like checkpoint one. Where you're playing the I forget what you call it, those turnstile games. It's almost like pinball. And when you collect the item, it goes. Yeah. Why does Persona 3 suck? I never played any of them. I know 3 just got remade, I think. I know 5 is big. No one talks about 4 or 2 or 1. So I'm assuming 3 and 5 are like the ones that hit. Just the Royal Upcat, yeah. I know more about the fighting games. But I barely even played those. I just thought it was cool because it, you know, Personas are like stands from JoJo, so it's like just like another alternate type of JoJo's, I guess. Or at least the thought process, the game itself was very interesting. It was like a visual detective novel type of game, but then it had RPG elements in it, so that was pretty cool. Real, she said. What are you guys up to today? I'm off. I work Sunday and Monday and Friday next week. I'm hoping to get better because I've been calling out every week, at least one shift, and that's not good. I mean, work's been understanding, but they seem a little too understanding, so I'm getting a little worried. Or maybe when I fully get better, they're like, either you're fired or like, do better or else or something. You know, like turn around and flip the switch. You're gonna work on thumbnails? Oh, dude, I want to make a thumbnail for you. It made me laugh the other night when that stream you were doing your thumbnails. I got one so funny. I want to make it, but it's like semi-secret. But I need a picture of you where you either look annoyed or like a serious face. But it'd be a joke thumbnail. It wouldn't be like, you know, I would upload it to show you guys, but it would just be more for the lulz. But when you were doing them the other night, you were having so much fun. I was having fun. I was like, you know what? That inspired me to make you like a joke thumbnail. Not that I don't think you would ever use it, but just to see your reaction, I guess. Almost like to that reaction in Pizza Tower, the song, The Way of the Pig. Like, yes, it could be content, but I wanted to hear your genuine reaction to it. So one of the thumbnails I was thinking, I'm like, fuck, this needs to be done. Just, even if it gets a little chuckle, or even if you're like, this is stupid, just seeing or hearing your genuine reaction, I think would be so funny. And not for content, like just like one-on-one, just like, I wonder if this would make you laugh, or you'd be like, try harder, or real. Yes, real. Not fake. Oh yeah, next week I gotta do the subscriber appreciation art. Alright, shuffling, we'll get to the next reading. That should be good. Change the song. Okay, 156 20. Alrighty, this reading is for Mahjong Necromancer. Are you Necromancer that summons Mahjong pieces, or I don't know. Either way, Mahjong Necromancer, I do a 5-card spread. Tells a little bit of story about you. We read from your life story book, see where you are, your script, what's going on, and just see how it plays out. I'll explain everything on the way. It plays normally just the second card, which represents the obstacle I play in reverse. The reverse cards have alternate meanings, but excuse me. Other than that, it's pretty straightforward, but let's take a look. So we start with 7 of Pentacles featuring dwarf hamsters. You gotta have a lot of choices. Let's see, 7 opportunities. You invested your time in a lot of stuff, and you're wondering now, should I invest in something else or keep growing my crops? But let me pull it up. 7 of Pentacles. Results, investment, bigger view, growth over time, reevaluating what you are growing, hard work pays off, patience, waiting to see the results, hard work in general, reflecting on growth, progress, time for change, not satisfied with the growth, reevaluating. So here, you're hardworking, you put hard work into your craft or job or schooling, dedication, whatever. You're getting results, growth over time. It's taking time because, things don't happen overnight. But so harvesting, you're growing crops, you're harvesting, you have it. It shows promise, it shows growth, it's showing results, but now you're thinking, am I satisfied? You're not satisfied with this, and then you're wondering what to grow or what else to grow. So it could be hobbies, passion, schooling, friendship, relationship, jobs, traveling, whatever. You're doing good at what you're doing, but now you're wondering, is this what I really want to do? Maybe you're on autopilot. Maybe you're doing something that is successful, but maybe it's the thing you're not passionate about. And now you're wondering, what am I? Maybe you don't even know what you're passionate about. Maybe you don't truly know what you want to do, but somewhere along the line, you're reevaluating and rethinking everything because you're like, well, I accomplished this. I did good. I'm doing this and that, but like, what am I doing? Where am I going with this? Am I doing, it's a lot of self-reflection, but at least it's showing you dedicated and hard work into what you're doing, which is good. But you're just now wondering, is it time for a change? Is it time to think? Or Phoebe says, maybe you don't know what you are passionate about, which is like yourself. How do you not know what you're passionate about, Phoebe's? Maybe you need to go travel, just see the world, and maybe something will spark in you. But Mahjong Necromancer, so good start. Interesting, it's like hinting time for a change. Or maybe you want more from the world, or maybe you want to give the more to the world. But either way, some kind of change, even though you have a lot of success already, or like things are moving, things are good, but like there's something more out there. So maybe this will show us what that more is or where it goes. So the second card represents the obstacle. It could be a cock block, bump in the road, a broken bridge, something you need to overcome. It could be a warning. Watch out for that trap, what have you. And I play those in reverse, and they'll have reverse tarot cards of alternate meanings. But first we get the World featuring the red panda. So very positive, happy card, but it's going to be in reverse. So it's going to have a ton of shit to say. So let me just go and pull that up. The Sun. It usually means completion, new cycles, making it after all, happy ending, travel, all that stuff. Oh, I clicked the Sun by accident here. The World. Or if anyone's into JoJo Part 3, Dio Stan was the world. All right. Normally means possibilities, travel, and completion. Starting something new, bigger picture, good outcome. But here it's going to be in reverse, so it's going to mean closure in your life, delays, shortcuts to completing something, not wanting to end a cycle, learn from the cycle ending, unfinished, obstacles, insecure, unappreciative, not there yet. So this card is literally like hold the phone. So it talks about having delays. Maybe you did too much, you don't know what to do. Maybe you're just lost. It's talking about you're taking shortcuts to completing things, and shortcuts can be seen as a bad thing because at my old jobs, people take a lot of shortcuts just to speed things up, but then they did poor work. But all the managers and stuff loved them because they were quote unquote quick. But even though their efficiency went down, they appeared to be more confident, and they would end up making more work for the other workers like myself. We would cut fruits and make like fruit salads. So that quote unquote faster people taking the shortcuts would say carve a pineapple, but they wouldn't get all the skin off. And if anyone's not familiar, the skin is kind of poisonous, or we're kind of naturally allergic to it, and you don't want any skin or shell or husk or whatever in your chopped fruit or pineapple. So yeah, the person did it quickly, but he did a terrible job. People were complaining. You know, it's like we can't. I even said, "Look at this. We can't sell this." And then me or some other coworkers had to take time to take what they chopped and cut it down even more to make sure it was presentable. But so maybe you're taking shortcuts. Maybe you're not achieving as much as you want or as fast as you like. So maybe you're taking some quick shortcuts, which again, nothing wrong with shortcuts and becoming more efficient if it doesn't make your work suffer. But in this case, it might be. Talks about learning. So it says closure in your life. So that's pretty damn big. That's very symbolic and big. And it talks about learning from the cycle ending. So you take something with you from something coming to an end, big stuff. It talks about obstacles, a lot of obstacles in your way, which is funny because the second card here, this position represents the obstacle. It talks about not being there yet. So a lot of planning. It's like you're in the middle of a project, let's say, or a gig or a work or working towards something. You're in the middle. You feel unappreciative because maybe your hard work's going unnoticed or people taking advantage of you, or maybe you're not putting yourself out there enough for the world to see. Here's an interesting one. Not wanting the cycle to end. So maybe you're in a you're in a pleasure zone in the cycle. You're riding it out, or maybe you're getting sad. It's coming to a conclusion. It's coming to an end, but you're having so much fun in this place of, or as Phoebe says, attachment. Like you're high in life in this phase right now, and you know it's got to come to an end, and that has you down. So you kind of don't want it to end. You want to be always, living in the good times and the happiness or whatever's got you enchanted by this cycle. And it also talks about being insecure. That could be insecure from letting it all end, or maybe you don't feel confident in this task or work or gig or whatever you're doing, but you're having the ride or the journey itself is so captivating to you that maybe you don't want it to end. But a big take a step back and look at stuff, because the first card was talking about you completing, doing hard work, doing the things, being accomplished, but then it's also talking about rethinking your life. So this card is further validating the rethinking part, I feel like. And not a bad spot, not a warning either, but just like, hey, take a big deep breath, step back, really think things out, maybe try to discover what you're passionate about, what's doable, what you can work towards to make happen. I know we all want to do all the things, realistic or not. Things are all technically doable, but sometimes we have to admit to ourselves some things are just out of our reach. So we have to find ways and get creative how to bring those things to be within our reach so we can grab it. So very interesting second card. Now we're going to get to the third card, which represents positive influences. So hopefully you took the second card into account, got through it, worked it out, or heeded maybe warnings. There is a potential warning, and we get King of Wands featuring the Florida Manatee. Let's go to Wand and go to King. True King. Once it loads, of course. Okay, King of Wands. Natural leader, entrepreneur, respect, strength, ambitious, independent, loyal, generous, professional, competitive, impulsive, do it, or can do like attitude, or I'll just do it myself. So it talks about impulsive. So again, you're being very impulsive, acting maybe on instinct now, just auto doing the things without much thought given to them. Like you can't help it. You just want to do the things. You're creative. But at least it talks about being a good leader. So maybe people see you, and the card talks about being a leader and entrepreneur and do it or can do attitude. So they're seeing you do the things. You're talking the talk and you're walking the walk. That's gaining people's respect. They see your progress and forward momentum and stuff. So at least they know you're not full of shit. And they basically, I guess the important part is people, you're building confidence in people. People are putting their trust in you. Talks about you being competitive. It is a very competitive world, but you are putting yourself out there. You're willing to fight for and compete in what you want to do or believe in. Talks about being loyal. You again, we all choose who we're loyal to. You're either loyal, and being loyal to yourself is another thing I think people overlook. Because when they hear about being loyal, it's often assumed that you're being loyal to others, or others are being loyal to you. But you can be loyal. We can be loyal to ourselves too. And it's not something we just give. You know, people usually earn it. We choose who we're loyal to. And if someone's being unfair to us, we have no obligation to be loyal to people. We choose who we want to be loyal to. Talks about strength, and maybe you have the strength, either finances or strategy to move on with a plan. Maybe you took some risks, but you're willing to have the strength to back it up, I guess. Talks about being independent, so maybe you became financially independent, or maybe you don't need others to work and do your stuff. You're on your own. You work very efficiently on your own, but you can work with others as well. Talks about being ambitious, so you got a lot of ideas ahead of you and you want to execute them. Talks about being professional, so you know how to you have confidence. You know how to do the things. One cool thing here is, well, I was gonna say entrepreneur, but we went over that already. Generous. So this could be, again, not always money. It could be you giving of yourself or time or experience to other people. Maybe you could have like people saw you getting successful business going, or even craft and hobbies, or just success in some area. And you tell people, I can teach you how to do what I did. I can run you through my woes, my ups and downs, my experiences, how I got through it, how I didn't, how I failed, how I succeeded. But it could also be just charity and money, or maybe you want to invest. You feel good that you got to a spot in life where you want to be, or things are looking up, and now you feel generous. I want to give of yourself because you want to see others succeed as well. Your friends, family. It could be just you investing in people because you're also maybe excited to see what their hopes and dreams and passions turn into. So very good stuff. Now we're going to get to the near future and fast forward a bit and go bzz, and just see how it's all going. And we get the Page of Wands featuring a Quokka. Okay, I said it right that time. Before I would go Quokka. Like I said, it's a Quokka, but Quokka. So let's go to Wands and go to Page. Let's see what we get. Okay, Page of Wands. Ideas, potentials, inspiration, excitement, enjoy life, good news, courage, enthusiasm, resourceful, new ideas and growth. So holy shit, even more forward momentum. Either you or the things you invested in, or the people or the friends you made along the way. But either way, you're inspired, or maybe you're inspiring others. You see the potentials. You have even more ideas, want to do even more things. You want to take maybe even more risks or investments. But I like how it talks about growth, new ideas. So nothing's the same. You're just filled with ideas, an infinite pool of passion. And you're excited for these ideas. You enjoy life. You're just out there. You have the courage to take these risks. You have enthusiasm. So all pure can-do, good vibe attitude. You're resourceful. So maybe you don't have enough resources or money or capital or just resources in general, but at least you maybe because on your journey of being an entrepreneur and stuff, you know how to make more out of little. So it's like hence being resourceful, and your resourcefulness to maybe make these things happen, even though you technically have what you need. You could always use more, but you can make do with what you have, and you're going to make it, and you can make it work. And the biggest thing here is growth. So just more growth, more expansion, more good vibes. And we're going to get to the fifth card, long-term results, far future, end game, ending credits, plot twist to be continued, final boss. And we get the Knight of Pentacles, represented by red pandas. So, let me go there, go to the Knight of Pence. Okay, Knight of Pentacles. Hard work, productive, perfectionist. Good things take time. Know your value. Go for the treasure. Progress. New experiences ahead. Patience. Security. Planning. Productive and loyal. Here we go. More loyalty talk again. We all choose who we're loyal to. But this card's even further in the future. You made it work. You know things take time. You're a hard worker, but you know not to let others take advantage of you. You put the hard work into what you believe in and what you want, or your hobbies and passions, not because it's expected of you, but because you feel that strongly about something. You go for the treasure or go for the gold. Maybe there's like a dungeon in a game. You want it all. You want to keep growing. You don't want to stop. Nothing can hold you back. I like how it just talks about progress. A big one on this card is new experiences ahead. So even though you may thought you've done it all or you're in a good spot, there's still new stuff around the corner that's going to take you by surprise in a good way, like inspiration, maybe new things you want to do, a new business, new career, new anything. Just things are coming. You're very productive, but you're also more of a perfectionist because you want to be good at your craft or hobbies or job or whatever, that you're going to take the extra time to present and to say a better product or a better job well done. Also talks about planning, so again, you got to be smart about it. You got to plan. It doesn't happen overnight. You have the patience though, and know that the hard work takes time. So very productive card. Very kind of made it after all. You're manifesting your stuff into reality, or some people just say successful. Now, is that either with money or just you feeling fulfilled or spiritually, mentally, emotionally? Either way, it's all very, very positive. And now we get a bonus oracle card for a word of encouragement, or cherry on top, fortune cookie. Ursula Kemp, family. That can maybe mean literally your family. It could be your pets. It could be your employees or the friends you made along the way, or who, the family is where the heart is, the home is where the heart is. Same thing with family. It doesn't have to always be blood related family. It could be a new family you made or a family you acquired along the way. But you're going to remember that being tight and close with them. Maybe there are people that encouraged you, friends and family who live with you, lovers, partners. It will also literally mean literal family, or even just people who supported you on your journey or even helped you through these hardships and believed in you. So very fun card. That second card was like a big thinker, but then everything else is just overflowingly positive and big, if you will. So that was very interesting. And I haven't gotten the world in reverse like that many times before, so it was cool to see that. Because usually we just see the main meanings of cards, so when you get reverse stuff, that's, I think, where it also gets really interesting. Lots of red pandas I enjoyed. Only for 2 hours. How many more do I have? Oh, there's 6 more. Don't know if I'll get to all of them. But I'll just change the music and I'll just do maybe 1 or 2 more or see how it goes. Okay, where are we? 215.40. Okay, this reading is for Divine Rock Candy. Divine Rock Candy, I do a 5-card spread. Kind of tells a story, or we read your book, or whatever terminology you want to use. And we go from there. Each card has a set of meanings. The second card, which represents the obstacle, I play in reverse, and reverse cards have alternate meanings. But again, I'll explain everything on the way. Hope you have fun. Phoebe says maybe a break. I don't know, because once I break away, I kind of want to be done. Or at least I try to do it while I'm motivated, while I'm here. To take a break. Sometimes I feel refreshed, but sometimes I'm like, oh, I just want to be over. I try to do as much as I can, so in case I'm not able to come back, I could be like, okay, I did a good amount. Then we're going to take a look, and your first card is going to be Two of Wands, which features ducks. Quack. So let's go to Two of Wands, shall we? See what these little ducks have to say. Duck. Just toppled over a bottle. It's okay. Hoo-ah. Thanks you, Niv. No, thank you, Niv. Okay. Two of Cups, partnerships, attraction, love, sharing, uniting, friendship, business partnerships, cooperation, understanding, commitment, trusting. So this is like a lover's card, or the lover's junior, if you will. So there's partnerships, it could be business, but it also talks about love. So you can maybe fall in love with your business partner. But at least it talks about attraction, sharing. So a form of uniting, even though it's platonic, doesn't necessarily have to be a relationship, but it could. But a lot of uniting and togetherness, finding another person. And then you also do the things together. So that could be like hobbies, passions, it could be work. So it's like uniting, a union sort of thing. Talks about commitment, building trust and understanding, cooperation, which is all part of life, is understanding other people. You cooperate, you give a little, you get a little, you work together for a greater purpose or greater goal that maybe you weren't able to achieve all by yourself. So a very cool start. Now we're going to get to the second card, which represents the obstacle. It could be the bump in the road, being cock blocked, difficult raid boss, the bridge is missing or broken. Could be a warning you need to pay attention to, who knows. And we get Four of Swords featuring the crow, but it's going to be in reverse. So we got to take some different meanings for this. So let me go to Four of Swords, and I'll read a quick brief description of the regular meanings, and then I'll read the reverse. So normally it means rest, meditation, relax, and rethink, regroup. But in reverse, it's going to mean you're taking action. So it's the opposite of like resting and withdrawal and retreating. You feeling recharged. You feel you are well rested. You keep going, but you're burned out. And now you're feeling stuck and overthinking. So yet you're recharged and refreshed. You can do all the things to take on the world. You're burned out though at the same time. So maybe something is off, or dare I say wrong, because usually when people get burned out, they can't function or do anything. But here you're burned out, but yet you keep on going. So I don't know if this is like a RPG game or something, or you don't run out of energy or stamina, but you can keep going, or like Darkest Dungeon or D&D or something, where you're on death's door. And you know, when you're on death's door, you don't die from the next hit. You have a chance to die, but it's like you keep getting hit by the enemy, and a dice roll keeps happening, and you keep living, even though you need to really rest. But it's cool that you're taking action, you're feeling charged, you keep going, but maybe you're overlooking or not seeing or feeling that you're actually burning out. And then now you're going to feel stuck because you don't know what to do. You're like, why am I tired? I'm getting rest, I'm having my nutrition, but something is wrong somewhere, so to speak. And it's like, what's going on? What am I doing? Yes, Lion might role playing game. Yeah, when you're wounded but can faint. So it's like, yeah, you're burdened out. You're feeling stuck now. Maybe you're not as momentum. Maybe things aren't happening or falling into place as fast now. You're so blinded by the task, and you're ignoring your own self health, either mental health or physical health. But like, I don't know, something's going on now. You're overthinking. You're like, what's wrong? But maybe you just simply need to take a step back and see the bigger picture. Maybe you're too focused into what you're doing. You got tunnel vision, so you can't see the or notice the things around you, or maybe things about yourself. So maybe this card is like a warning saying, hey, do some, basically in a nice way of saying it, do some self-care. So keep those in mind. And now we're going to get to the third card, which is positive influences, and we get the Star, which the card itself is a very positive influence card, so it's like double downing on that. But let me pull it up, and it's featuring the Arctic fox, and by that I mean the white fox. Okay, hope, faith, and renewal, trust, optimism, confidence, reflection, talent, fertile, peace, guidance, and wishful. So maybe you worked out those things, did the self-care, now you feel renewed, re-energized, for real this time, not the fake kind, like you're not burned out anymore. So of course you're gonna have optimism and faith and trust in the future. Talks about optimism. I guess hope's another big one, that you're more hopeful. Things are just looking better. You feel better, genuinely better. You're not burned out anymore. You took the time to do the self-care. You built confidence on that. Now that you can recognize when to maybe stop or pause something or retreat, if you will. Talks about being at peace, the guidance. So maybe you're something was a greater power is guiding you to help you realize you were burned out, or maybe you're helping others and guiding them. Talks about reflection, so a lot of internalizing, looking within. So maybe you now know not to end up in that spot again if it was spicy or very uncomfortable and tiring. You like just good things ahead. You took the time to self-care, good job. With that, we're going to fast forward to the near future a little bit, see where you're going, how this game is still going, or how the book and stories are. And we get 4 Pentacles featuring a fox. Just a generic fox, no special breed, not Arctic, not white, not a kitsune, just a fox. Let's pull up the chart for this bad boy. Saving money, security and control, ownership, solid financial situation, financial gains. Hold on to your possessions, overly cautious, inheritance, true values, not seeing things clearly, regretful of choices, get it in writing, careful, saving money, controlling. So you're in a better, solid financial situation. Ownership, you own things, you have possessions. It could be a brand, but about potential inheritance. So either way, you're in a good, stable, like living situation financially. Then you start to think about your true values. Is it all about money? Is it about what you want to do in life? Like, where are your values, and what do you place importance on? You're not seeing things clearly now because maybe you worked hard to get here, or maybe you had like a hard past of not having money, and now that you have enough, it's almost like you're clouded by greed, or maybe in fear of losing your quote unquote fortune or brand or whatever. So you're kind of you're getting back into tunnel vision mode. And you're also regretful of choices, so maybe you did some not cool things to get here where you are today. But you start thinking more about the past, because the third card talked about reflecting. But now this card is talking about more reflecting in a regretful way of past things that happened. I don't know what happened, but some things could be, backstabbing, betrayal. Maybe you had to end a friendship to pursue what you liked, or end a relationship to pursue something. Maybe you had to quit school, quit your job, or move out of home. Like just so many factors. Talks about get it in writing. So maybe you had a deal with someone, but it was a verbal contract, or just you did something in good faith, believing in someone, and they screwed you over. So now you know to get it in writing, or make sure people don't weasel their way out of agreements that you have, or so like contracts, just so in case someone says, I never promised that or something, like, yeah, you did. So maybe you got burned in the past, or maybe people just are flakes and unreliable, but now you're going to hold more people accountable. Um, being careful. Again, don't want to lose your fortune or financial gains. You're more cautious about who you trust, who you let into your world, who your friends are. And you're saving money as well, so you're not investing it. So you're making money, you're making things happen, you're a very independent person, but at the same time, you're just saving your money, which there's nothing wrong with. I could save for a rainy day. Who knows? You might say if you have a car, might break down and die, and you might need to buy something. So you're saving your money. You're not investing it, but at the same time, you are building your quote unquote fortune. You're just doing it in more of a Scrooge McDuck way, if you will. You're just saving all the money. Like the number of your savings account is like your identity almost. It talks about controlling, so maybe you help people with money, or you feel that you have more money, you're more valuable than other people, therefore what you say goes, sort of a thing. But at least hopefully that's not the case. But or maybe you're more controlling of your finances, like a financial dominatrix. I don't know, but you're just very careful and cautious with your money right now. But you are in a better place financially, at least. So now we're gonna get the fifth card, which is the far future, long-term results, end game, ending credits, final boss, to be continued, plot twist. And we get the Seven of Swords featuring the Barn Owl. Let me go to Seven of Swords. Okay, Seven of Swords. Strategic betrayal, deception, lies, lying to yourself, doing something covertly, cut your losses, secrets, things happening beneath the surface, things you haven't thought about, something behind your back, learning secrets about yourself, secrets being revealed, truths coming to light, tricky, moving somewhere new, avoidance and escaping. So this one is quite a doozy because there's about lies, deceptions, and betrayal. That could be you doing that to other people, or other people doing it to you, or maybe the card though also talks about lying to yourself. So maybe you're ignoring something. Say like you need to get your car fixed, you didn't have the money, but you tell yourself this is fine. Literally like the dog meme, this is fine. Or maybe there's something about yourself you don't want people to know that you're either embarrassed about, ashamed of, or don't know how to process. So like a quick term could be, a quick example could be like sexuality, gender, identity, maybe a belief you have, and you're afraid what others think. Again, it's all context sensitive based, so it's very broad, but the card talks about things that you haven't thought about, talks about secrets being revealed, things coming to light. So maybe you're just not honest with yourself about something. Maybe you don't know how to process something. Maybe something traumatized you, which I'm sorry if it did, or just either way, things are coming to light. Maybe something you were lying about, something you were avoiding. Maybe it could even be your past is coming to haunt you. Like say, I know when people like, gender swap or something, or name change, and people start dead naming them, or someone finds out their dead name, and then those people want to know, well, who did you used to be? And you're like, I'm no longer that person. I want nothing to do with that person. Hence, they're avoiding and running away and even moving. So it could be the past coming to bite you in the ass. It could just truths about you coming to light. It could be other people coming to light, or maybe something about you you're hiding. You can't hide it anymore because you want to be more of a genuine person, and it takes too much energy, and it's burning you out to be quote unquote fake. That now you're just like, you know what? It is what it is. Accept me or not. Love me or judge me, doesn't matter to me. I need to live my life more genuine and more fulfilling. Phoebe says, explaining your browser history from 3 months ago. But yeah, so it talks about avoiding, so maybe you don't feel comfortable talking about this, but it's again coming to light, and you're trying to do what you can not to confront. Basically, you don't want to confront whatever it is, and you're willing to escape and abscond and travel, maybe to get away from this. Talks about lies, so maybe you were lying to other people, lying to yourself, or people were lying to you. So it works both ways, but I feel like this is more directed towards you. So maybe just be more genuine, don't be afraid. Depending on the context, of course, everyone goes at their own pace. Maybe in the end, it's all just is what it is, but maybe at least you haven't come to that conclusion yet, so it's still very fresh and worrisome on your mind. So, but I hope things are good and work out. So very positive going, but in the end, I would call this a twist, or like a cliffhanger to a TV show or something. But now we're going to do a bonus oracle card for word of encouragement to embiggen and embolden, empower you, or just cherry and top, fortune cookie. And we get the body, which represents harmony. So maybe physical self-care, mental self-care. You'll get some harmony. Things will vibe better. Things will flow better. When your creative juices are allowed to flow naturally, you're going to produce a better product. You're going to be a better you. You're going to be generally in a happier spot. So be true. Well, it's funny because the other card talked about deception and running away. This card, I feel like, is saying be true to yourself and be kind to yourself. Don't forget to be kind to yourself, because we often want to help others do all the things. We don't often regard our own thoughts and feelings or body. And sometimes we forget them. So hopefully that was good for you. Very interesting. That one might need a part 2 at some point if you're curious. But let's treat our bodies good. But then I know everyone has their own definition of what is good. Okay, what are we at? It did 8. You know what? Maybe that should be good enough. I do have 4 more, but I don't know if I want to rush into 4 more. Because also, if I do the 4 more, then I'm out of readings to do and content. Because I also try to plan these around live learns in the queue. So the queue has 4 left. And if I do those 4, then I'll only have 4 for next. You know, I'll do 1 more. Let's do 1 more. Before I do that, I just gotta check something.
Well, time for your medication, Chimera.
Hamburgers. Thank you for the bits, or thank you for the pills. I don't believe I did one for this person. People are changing their names a lot on Discord and shit, so it makes it hard. Sup, yo? Doing some readings today. I was thinking about doing karaoke, but or maybe playing a game. I haven't done a stream in a while. I'm like, you know what? I really feel like doing tarot readings. So just chipping away at the queue some more. Pull it up. Maybe it's the full moon. It could be. But my leg is starting to bug me, so I'm probably just going to finish with 1 more reading. 2:34:10. Okay, this reading is for Tasty Tapioca Pudding. Tasty Tapioca Pudding. I do a 5-card spread. Take a look at your story or script, see where it goes, see how it gets, and I'll explain on the way. It's 5 cards. And Boogers gets hyper on full moon days. Phoebe says tasty. So first card, take a look at you, and we get the Tower, featuring the Fawn. Love the Tower. So let me pull up the chart and I'll read it off. Always like seeing the Tower. Lion Might says, don't devalue yourself by giving everything away immediately. Word. I think after this stream today, within the last 2 weeks, I have done like 106 readings or something. Not that numbers mean anything, but for me, that's a lot. All right, the Tower, change, chaos, awakening. Blow up who you thought you were. Time to clear things. Sorry, time to clear things. Shock, major transformation, letting go of what binds you. unavoidable change, surprises, liberation, a new job, loss, even more change. So just love this card because ready or not, change is coming. Embrace it or not, hate it, love it, whatever. You blow up who you thought you were. Maybe you're living a lie. Maybe you had a new self-discovery. Maybe you had a revelation, an epiphany, whatever, but you're just totally blowing yourself up. There's a new you. Time to clear things. Maybe things shattered, picking up the pieces, get rid of the hoarding, emotional baggage, hoarding possessions, just clearing things out. The shock of the change. Maybe the shock alone is enough to inspire you to change, good or bad. Talks about major transformation, so always excited for that. The big, big, big one on this card, I feel, is the letting go of what binds you. Maybe something you were holding yourself back. Maybe others are holding you back. Something from the past, emotional baggage, society's expectations of you, family, friends, whatever. But you're saying, fuck it. Like, I'm done. Almost like reborn in a sense, but you're just like letting go. You stop giving a shit of certain things. You're being more authentic and wild and true to yourself, and it's feeling great. Another big one is unavoidable change. So again, whether you're ready or not, change is coming. The wheels are in motion. So even if you sit by idly doing nothing, change is still going to happen. You're liberated. Well, naturally you feel liberated because you set yourself free, so to speak. A new job might be in store. It could even be family, kids, I don't know. It could be university, school, maybe even a new hobby or passion you got into, but something big and significant. It also talks about loss. So maybe you had a loss of a family member, friendships broke up, relationships broke up, like a loss of someone, metaphorically, physically, emotionally, whatever. The loss causes, again, this change in chaos. So a lot of chaos in the air, but all, for me at least, sounds very exciting. So the second card is going to represent the obstacle, and that's going to be played in reverse, and reverse cards have alternate meanings. And we'll just take it from there. Maybe used against you. Maybe it's a bump in the road, being cock blocked, a broken bridge, a difficult raid boss, or something just impeding you from proceeding. So we get the Devil, featuring the Victoria Crowned Pigeon. Very funny seeing the Devil in this position, because normally the Devil feels like a reversed card. So now that it's in reverse, it's going to have more. Well, the card itself is kind of negative and calls out like issues, but since it's in reverse, it might have positive meaning or alternate meanings that we usually don't associate with this card. So normally it means addiction, sexuality, attachment, and negative thinking, and like being dependent and having unhealthy attachments. But in reverse, it means letting go, addressing your fears, positive thinking, releasing temptation, being independent, renewed beliefs, release in general. Yet there's greed, and there's also dependency. So even though it talks about independent, it also talks about dependency. But at least you're letting go of, maybe, again, the first card, the Tower, talks about letting go of what binds you and, blow up who you think you were, new you. So this is saying letting go. A really good one on this one is addressing fears. You acknowledge you have fears and worries, and you're not afraid to talk about them or address them. There's a lot of people like, oh no, this is bad that I have fears and worries. I better just sweep it under the rug and ignore it. No, you're basically confronting these, and you're addressing them, you're acknowledging them, and you're dealing with them. Or even if you don't deal with them and put them aside, at least you are aware that these fears are there. Talks about positive thinking. You're on the mend, new you, you're liberated, you're addressing your problems and fears, so you're going to be in a better headspace. You're releasing temptation, so you're becoming more pure, or maybe just, I don't know, you're like leveling up emotionally, spiritually, mentally, like you're just, things are going good. You're more independent, but then also talks about renewed beliefs. So maybe your faith has been restored in someone or something. Release again, letting go, just go with the flow. What happened in the past, it's water under the bridge. You still remember it happened, but you're not holding on to that emotional baggage. Talks about being greedy or having greed. So it's like, yeah, you're in a better spot, but there's still some sense of greed there. Maybe the new you, maybe you're taking advantage of a lot. and used a lot and tossed around and beat up. So now it's like you're more greedy. You want more from the world, from yourself. Then the card also talks about dependency. So kind of weird because person talks about independent dependency. So maybe you do still need to rely on others, external validation to some, like almost like fear. Like yes, you're a new you stop caring what people think about you, but deep down maybe you still kind of care how others perceive you. Maybe you need help and you're still getting help, but you're not afraid to accept that help. But the only thing warning with this card and the obstacle is might be the dependency and the greed. But the card itself is all very positive in this position. So the third card we're going to get represents positive influences. So you got through that, paid attention, or heeded any potential warnings. And we get to strength, which is represented by the Chinese alligator. Cool that we're getting a lot of major arcana cards right now. There's 76 cards, and there's only 22 major arcana. So pretty cool. Because when I used to do readings, I only had the 22 major arcana deck, but now I have a complete deck of 76 cards. So it's like, I feel like the readings get a little bit more nitpicking and deep now. That's also just fun because it feels like I'm leveling up. Okay, strength equals courage, compassion, and well, strength. Confidence, willpower, faith, no violence, healing, good health. Patience, energize, influential, and compassionate. Which is compassion. Don't know why they list it twice, but because of your new you going through the devil stuff, everything's just up and up. You have the courage to stand up to people, or in this case, the strength and courage to stand up to people, stand up for yourself, help others. You have the courage to take leaps of faith, but you had the courage to embrace the new you and whatever your decisions were in life or what you stand for or believe in now. You have the courage to follow through with it and not waver. Talks about confidence. Because of the new you, or essentially reborn, or just new you, or just a better you, a leveled up you. You have more confidence in yourself. You have the willpower and strength and courage to know when to do something and when not to do something, when to act, when not to act. Sometimes it takes courage to sit idle. Sometimes it takes courage to get off your butt and do something. Talks about having faith, so you believe in what you're doing or helping others, or just you have faith in things you do or believe in. You have patience, so you know things take time, nothing's instant, nothing like boom, it's done. Like you sit back, you can observe better, you can make better informed decisions, more wisdom, intelligence, whatever word you want to use. It talks about being energized, so you feel good because you're, again, being a more authentic you. You're even influential, so maybe you have good influence on others, or maybe you can guide other people who are scared or going through a similar thing that you did, and you, again, inspire them or tell them what you did to work through it or get through it and how you got where you are now, just by sharing your experiences. And the big thing is you're compassionate towards people now. I mean, again, you still choose who we want to be compassionate towards. We're going to remember people that screw us over and burn us, but at least overall you're more compassionate towards others, which can also lead to empathy. But again, just overall good vibes. Now we're going to get to the fourth card, which represents the near future. Just fast forward a bit and see where you're at, what's going on. And we get the star featuring the white fox. So very powerful stuff. Just one major arcana after another. So hope, faith, and renewal. And the other card talked about faith and re-energize. So these are synchronizing really well, at least the meanings on paper. Hope, faith, renewal, optimism, trust, confidence, reflection, talent, fertile, peace, guidance, and wishful. So you have even more hope and faith and trust in people, or your own decisions even, or yourself. You're wishful, you're at peace, you're using your talents and gifts and sharing them with the world, or just pursuing things you care about or are passionate about. So in a sense, you're not going to waste if people want to look at it that way. Because, some people, like, a mind is a terrible thing to go to waste. So let your talents, don't tap into your talents. They could go to waste, but you're doing the things. You have a lot of reflection, thinking about the past, looking within, thinking about how you got here, just thinking, looking back a lot, but not holding on to the emotional baggage. You're just like, wow, I came such a long way. All this has happened. You're just taking the time to really think about all that has happened and all the change. and maybe what could have been if you didn't change. Talk about peace. You're in a better mindset now. You feel at ease, hence at peace. Again, you have more confidence. So a lot of these cards just talk about confidence building. It's like you're a master of whatever you're doing, your craft, your hobby, your passion. You just have so much confidence, trust in people, but you're very hopeful and have faith in the things you do and yourself, and maybe even people, maybe even society, but you do you in a good way. Like you're just doing good. Now we're going to fast forward even. We'll go to the long-term results or maybe the far future, end game, ending credits, plot twist to be continued, final boss. I will get 6 of Swords featuring Budapest Pigeons. Kind of an interesting one, so let me go to it. 6 of Swords. Okay, change, releasing, transition, letting go, better ahead, leaving a painful past, go with the flow, traveling, moving, endings, relief. So even though things are up and up, maybe some burdens of the past still come back to haunt you. Friendships ending, relationships ending, jobs ending, school ending, something, but it's you're leaving a painful past. You're not letting the emotional baggage hold you down. Or maybe you're just ignoring the past. You're like, you know what? This was a part of my life. It's no longer needed. I can I can discard it. I can disregard that. I want to move on from it. Hence the releasing as well, letting go, maybe forgiveness, not only in others, but yourself. Talks about going with the flow. So maybe instead of resisting and stuff, now you're more easily going with the flow. I know things go better for me when I go with the flow. I like how it says change, possible traveling. So maybe just a new place. Like I did all I can here. Time to move on and go to a new place, a new world. Let's go to Middle Earth. Let's go to another country. Let's just do something more. You want to do more. Talks about better ahead. So whatever you worked with, the future's a bright future. The other cards talked about that. So whatever the case is, you relocate, you burn bridges or end friendships or say goodbye to people or projects or work or whatever, school. You just know there's better ahead. So this is something you need to do. Traveling again, possible relocation and moving. So it might be temporary, it might be sightseeing, or you might just relocate and go to a new land and set up camp. Talks about ending. So closing a book, ending of a game, closing chapter. You're ending chapters and starting new. It's like this card is like Death Junior kind of a way. But the biggest thing here, it talks about relief. So again, being true to yourself, being genuine to yourself and everyone, the world, going with the flow, you feel relieved. So almost full circle, but overall the change, whatever the chaos was happening from the tower, it was all this was in good. So again, it's not a freebie, it's not like, oh, things are going great. There are going to be hardships along the way and obstacles and all that stuff, but at least overall you want more. You changed once, maybe you want to change again. Maybe you want change since you changed. You want change in your surroundings as well. So you just forward momentum, a lot of positivity, but also addressing maybe letting go of a lot of stuff and moving on. So with that, we're going to get a bonus oracle card, alternate. Yeah, it's independent from the tarot reading, but it's fun little extra sugar on top, cherry on top, fortune cookie, bonus. We get the B, which equals hard work. So you do hard work, you're a hard worker, you're dedicated to your craft, yourself, your friends, your family. Just don't overdo it, don't burn yourself out. But again, this card's very positive. It's more like you work hard on what you're passionate about, what you care about. You are a good hard worker. Hence the worker bee. So I hope that was cool for you. I had fun, but thank you. Tasty tapioca pudding. And yeah, I think I'll probably call it here because tailbone's starting to hurt a bit. It's already been it's been almost 3 hours. Could finish it, but then again, out of potential content. So maybe I'll save it for one more stream and might do that on Wednesday. I don't know. See who we can raid. Go to the ending screens. That looks cool. Hey, Chip. Ending screen, I like that. Let's say hi to Nova Rain. Nova hasn't streamed in a long time. I believe they do artwork. So they're on the BRB stream. That's okay, because I got a rated run anyway, but you know how it goes. And I'm not typing anywhere. Oh my god, please let me type. Okay, thanks for hanging out, everyone. Thanks for the subs, Phoebes. Thank you, Burrito, for taking an interest. Thanks, M. Booger, for the bits. And just everyone just hanging out and lurking. It's always fun, meaningful for me. I enjoy doing this. I know it can sound like I'm rambling on, which I guess I am, because that is a terror stream. A lot of talking. You can probably hear it in my voice slowly getting worn out. Even with water and stuff, it just feels like I'm drinking like wind or air. I don't know how to explain it. It's weird. But yes, GG No Re. Thank you guys very much, and we'll see you next time.